stream. What a great day it is today, chat. That's crazy. And dog stream with the countdown. That was actually excessively close. Come here. Where am I going? Can I just want to push. There we go. Donut with the first. Let's go. Welcome to here. And how's it going, kids? You're 9 times. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let me go ahead and do the sub resume. Oh, I love seeing the new badges. Oh, the new badges make me so happy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm stoked. I'm stoked as hell, dude. Okay, let me copy over my tags. Blap, blap, blap. And then go here. Boom, shakalaka, boobity bop. Put them there. Boom. Yo, Vera, how's it going? What's up, Moonchi? I finally got a physical copy of the Utopia Core Guide. No shot. Did you really? Let's go. What's up, Calamity? How's it going? And hi, Forager. Hello, everybody. Sage, how are you doing? Hello. Let me go ahead and post up the YouTube link into Twitch. MCR. Wait, hold on a second. Vera, hold on. I need to confirm. Please spell out that acronym in gross, disgusting detail to me. Because that is not what I think it is. It cannot be. There's no fucking way. No shit. Oh, I love to hear it, chat. I love to hear the physical copies and everything like that. Unfortunately, for the holidays, I was actually pushed back on when I was able to ship. So hopefully, I'll be able to get one out to get the shipments out tonight as well. My Chemical Romance, no shit, dude. That's so crazy, dude. That's exactly what I thought you were gonna say. MCR tickets is wild, dude. Holy hell, Dino with the 13 months. Let's go. Dino gets to check out.
Just subscribed for 13 months. Quietly walks and sits near the front with a plushie in the wall.
To be fair, I actually
yes, the sub anniversary on the sub I had to fucking can cow.
Let's go.
Also, hi Ori, how are you?
Hello. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna reread this because I was talking over it and I did not process any of it. Congrats on the stream streaks. Hello, Sky. Hi, Dino. Hi, Ashton. Hi, Nebula. How's it going? I love you guys. Quietly walks in and sits near the front with a plushie and a warm strawberry milk. Yes, the sub anniversary on the sub I had to fucking cancel. GG Twitch. And also, hi, Ori. How are ya? Oh, goodness. Wait, what do you mean? What do you have to cancel? Oh, no. Oh, geez. Oh, goodness. Oh, gosh. Congratulations on all the stream streaks, guys. I'm proud of you. Proud of you. Ooh. You did remind me. I did remember to set my microphone to Coronoid, because originally I have it on omnidirectional. I don't know how many people know what that means, but the TLDR is that...
there was 1 sub and 369 biddies to add to timer from cooking stream.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Essentially, I had to change my mic setting because I was out in the kitchen before. I also learned, chat. I did not realize that. Dino, you reminded me that my gain is higher than it should be. No, Ashton, I'm sorry. Whoever called me loud. Hi, London. You guys reminded me that my gain is a little bit higher for the cooking stream. But anyways, I learned only today, or yesterday or something like that, in between streams, that this little notch right here, I've been fighting this for so goddamn long, chat. You have no goddamn idea. Oh my god, I'm so mad right now. This notch right here, these little pins, you can see them. Yeah, they're right here. These little notches right here, they come out, and it's to stow the fucking microphone cable. I've been wrapping this bitch around my boom arm for God knows how long. Kill me, chat. Absolutely murder me. Throw me in a ditch. I'm so mad. I didn't know this. This boom arm is so expensive. This isn't one of like the New
so
Year.
You just suck?
Yes, I do. Hi, Rix. This isn't like I've had this is like $100 boom arm. Jesus Christ. Hi, London. Thanks. Yes, this is a new sweater. May I say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Merry any holiday that you celebrate, chat. Happy of it. Happy holidays. I hope everybody had a wonderful experience and has more to come. Woo! Oh yeah, dance while complaining. The best thing ever. Getting the knife, wonderful. There was definitely more. Cardioid. Okay, thank you. That's the one. Is that one. Yeah, you guys get it. There was definitely something else I was going to talk about. I completely forgot. There's something else in chat that I wanted to mention. Mary Chrysler. Happy Crisis. Sup, gay? Oh, yes. Okay. Well, okay. No, there's actually like a billion things that I want to talk about. But let's start with this one. How about that? First of all, no, not first of all. I'm so hyped for the community awards. I'm so excited, dude. If you guys have not already, please click the link for the community awards and submit your answers. This is the final day that you guys have. This is the last day for this, chat. You don't get another chance after this. When sub icon change? In between this stream and last stream, chat. And that is what I am super, super excited for. I'm actually very, very happy about this. I'm super, super ready and excited. Yes, we did get new sub badges. Thank you so much, Moochie, for your beautiful artwork. I much appreciate it.
KBTW, is there like a Christmas equivalent in Utopia universe?
Is there a Christmas equivalent? Ooh, that's a long talk to have, actually. I'm not 100% positive. I think it probably depends on where you go, but I would assume so. I would assume that there's usually some type of end of the year gift giving ceremony in at least a handful of cultures within Utopia's universe. That's a big talk to get into, and I'd love to get into it sometime. What's up, Logan? How's it going? Welcome in. Am I needed for today's activities? I would argue that it'd probably be best for you to be here for it. Yo, thanks so much, Ken, for the sub. Oh, shit, Dino. Okay, I can't forget this. Dino, do you want to bank or do you want to add to the timer? Hey, what's up, Twitch? How's it going? Twitch Charlie. And hello, Dog Streamer. What's this? Does that mean that Jesus was canon? Dude, do I have a story around that? Technically, no. In some timelines. Oh my goodness. Bank me. Ooh, let's go. We got a bank. And 369 biddies. That was the other thing I needed to remember. I need to make sure that I remember.
Ori, please, for the love of God.
What? What? For the love of God, what? 369 biddies divided by 1500 times by 3600 is 885 seconds. So, okay. We have that. No, fuck. 885 plus 720 for sub, I think. Don't worry, Rain. Don't worry, Rain. That story doesn't fucking exist anymore, so it doesn't matter. That timeline's been unraveled, chat, so don't worry about it. And now, like, at least 3 people know exactly what I'm talking about. Good progress on the Mirror roguelike? What? Wait, which one? Hold on. There's been too many of those. You need to stop right there. What are we talking about? Okay, I have added that time to the timer. I need to bank, is it 12 minutes for sub? It is 12 minutes for sub. Okay. Add subathon minutes. Dino. Have some of thems. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, yeah, that did work. That did work. Beautiful. Chat, my brain is in like 14 bajillion places at once, and I'm just excited to see you guys again. Holy hell. I'm sorry, Empowered has to do it. Excuse me, you want to explain? No, I don't want to. In the interest of settling down on a PFP representation of the Oriverse, how would you envision me? In the interest of settling down on a profile picture representation for the Oriverse, how would you envision me? You know what? I'm going to be so dead honest with you. I still have this picture saved to my computer, and you're going to ask me why. Don't. Because I won't answer. But this is still very, very canonically what I see.
Why?
I told you not to ask. This is exactly what I see. This has been what I've seen, and this has been what I've been attached to for the longest time, and I don't think it's ever going to change. So this is my answer. Ori, don't. I still have that saved in my computer, chat. Tell me you didn't self-insert yourself as Jesus with Mason. Absolutely, God, no. No, I did not. Chat, I am not in my stories. Okay. There's writing foils that I do, and I promise you Jesus was not one of them. That is, if I was ever to foil myself in a story, it's not gonna be like that. When he says hi, hello, niece, how's it going? No, I refuse your answer, so it seems that Dino is becoming the default option. Okay. I'm not in my stories. False. Okay, listen. There's a lot to talk about, and there's a lot of, like, meta-narrative to get into, which I don't mind if we do today, but we're gonna have to talk about some other things first, and then we can get into that. I'm sorry, but SUPERthon? What's up, Jelly Bean? And hi, Chief. How's it going, guys? Yes. SUPERthon. Meta counts? Okay, that's the question.
67 clones and you ain't in your stories.
6-7 clones, you ain't in your stories? I have... Oh, I can't talk about that, actually. Never mind. I have nothing to add to this conversation. Look at that. You got me.
I'm sick and have no voice.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that, Chief. Yes, so tomorrow, chat, is SUPERthon, which means today's stream will end at somewhere around 10 p.m. I don't know when. 10 p.m. PST, which is my time. We have more clones. Stop that. That is not what I was talking about. A featureless humanoid silhouette with opaque elliptical eyes drawn in gray chalk is Dino's option. Interesting. Okay, so tomorrow is SUPERthon, and what SUPERthon is, it means that we're going to be streaming 24 hours a day for a week. So we have a 1-week SUPERthon, and this is in celebration of Subathon anniversary, chat. It is actual Subathon anniversary.
For the entire week, as 5 subs are 35% off until January 2nd, aka the last day of SUPERthon.
That's kind of crazy, actually. That's kind of crazy. God damn it, not with the more clones. I have a concern for SUPERthon. What is your concern? So SUPERthon is going to start tomorrow. We're going to be streaming for 24 hours a day, which is all the time. And in case any of these are going to be concerns, I'm going to go ahead and clarify now that we are only going to run the timer while I am present. Obviously, I'm not going to be present and awake for 168 hours straight. Maybe one day. Maybe that can be one of the things that you guys can pay banked hours for. I don't know. We'll talk about that later. But for this one, just like old early subathon, it's just going to be the stream is on and there's 2 potential AFK things that you guys will be able to interact with while I'm gone and while the stream isn't, or while I'm not present but the stream is live. We'll talk about that in a bit. But what if the timer runs out? I don't think it physically can. Like, I don't think there's going to be 50 hours of live event there. The rule in general is that if the timer runs out, in general, if the timer
self-care.
I'm going to, don't worry. We'll talk about the nuances of all this. But if the timer were to ever run out, chat, which I see a lot of chats saying it won't, which hopefully it won't, but if the timer were to run out for any reason, subathon would end. Like, that's it, chat. That's all. We've got a year like this. Like, that has always been the rule. It has never not been the case that when the subathon timer runs out,
it will not.
Subathon is over.
Oh no.
Or you missed my concern. Uh-oh, your concern. You see what I said? That's a weird concern, London. We now have an end stream redeem? Okay. I think it would be fair. To say that end stream unfortunately will not work on SUPERthon. In order to end SUPERthon, you have to redeem 10 of them. That was a joke. Maybe. But she's ran in the room with a cube in her hand, giggled and ran. Jesus Christ. I think that it's equivocal to say that ending SUPERthon is not on the table. Probably. It won't run out. The subathon will never end. I mean, we said what if it ran out, what, like 6 months ago and 3 months ago and 9 months ago and like 7 months ago and a ton of times.
Also, Ori, did you check out the Utopia Across the Galaxy prototype? The first prototype/alpha version was released 2 days ago. I just finished reading it and it's awesome.
Oh, that's cool as hell. I did hear that it was a thing. I'm gonna talk about that in just a second. Welcome in, Raiders! Let's go!
Plays just raided with 1 view.
Another raid.
How's it going, guys? Hello, everybody. Welcome in, Raiders. How are you doing? How was stream? Tell me all about it. Tell me your favorite part. Were you guys playing Overwatch? You were playing Overwatch. How was Overwatch, guys? Let me go ahead and shout you both out. Chat, if you are not already, please make sure to follow these beautiful, gorgeous human beings. They're absolutely amazing. Oh, I think I just might have played a clip on top of itself. Whoops, my bad. That's fucking awesome, dude. I love that. They co-stream so they could raid twice. I love that so much.
Be back in a few minutes.
All right, bet. I got you, Dino. I appreciate you. Actually, a black hole type situation where you can see the outline/photon sphere that makes up the figure, but not the actual detail that makes up the inside past the eyes. That's crazy. Altruistic, how are you doing? Hello, SUPERthon. Okay, there's a show dog. It's gonna be a stimulating stream today, Chad. I can tell. So SUPERthon. Come here, Pep. Oh, you got the duck? You got the duck, Pep? Oh goodness. Oh, wait, is that me? No way! That's my voice in that clip. That's crazy. Okay, that's wild. Well, needless to say, I know who Sherbs is. Crazy, right? Thank you guys so much for the raids. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. Thanks for letting me be in your clip.
At Ashton PY.
I remember that stream as well.
At some point.
Stay on track. Planning for SUPERthon. I know. I have to commit to my redeems and all that good stuff. I have to make sure that I give people what they ask for. Don't worry. I've got. My mind is a steel trap, chat. I never forget a single thing. I've never forgotten anything in my life. Actually, funny enough, I essentially have a photographic memory. What were we talking about, chat? My photographic memory. Yeah. SUPERthon. So, SUPERthon is starting tomorrow, and it's in celebration of 1 year of subathon. So, this subathon timer popped up for the first time 1 year ago as of tomorrow. It started December 27th of 2025. And when we started subathon, I was intending to have it go for a weekend, maybe a week. And based on the rules that I had put in place, it never ended up until this day. Was it 2024? Oh, it's 2024! Oh, kill me! Oh, duh, that's tomorrow. 2025 is tomorrow. Oh, goodness. Okay, whatever. It started December 27th of 2024. Thank you, chat. And it was intended to go for a few days, maybe a week, and even that felt like it was a lot. Well, we're here, and we're celebrating our anniversary of Subathon. So when Subathon first started on my channel, originally the way that it worked is we streamed 24 hours a day. The stream was always live for Subathon. Of course, we didn't realize that it was going to go on for as long as it did. But we streamed every minute of every day. Now, given I would go to bed and I would pause the timer while I was asleep, or if I had to go to work, because I worked during this time for the first half of Subathon. So during that time, we would pause the timer, and I would put up an AFK game called Kukuro. Kukuro is a super, super awesome game. The point is, the point of it is, or the idea behind it, is that chat can actually play the game and have little avatars in these mini games, these Kukuro mini games, and they can play together. So when I went to bed, I would just turn on Kukuro, and anyone who wanted to play Kukuro could just do it through stream chat, and they could also wait while I was gone. Now, when we're doing SUPERthon for another full week, I'm going to be streaming 24 hours a day, every minute of every day for a week. And I'm calling it SUPERthon. And it's in celebration of us going on for this long. You guys are the reason I was able to do full-time streaming. I do have a job right now, but that was more of an optional thing on my part. So, for all intents and purposes, I got to stream full-time because of Subathon and because of you guys and how insanely amazing this community has been to me. Dear God! Oh.
Altruistic Nico just raided with 27 viewers.
No, shut! Oh my goodness! Yo, thank you so much for the
rocket,
follow!
Extraterrestrial alien, the catstronauts have landed. Glowing star, rocket, rocket.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much, Raiders! How are you? Welcome in. How are you doing? How was stream? Tell me all about it. Tell me your favorite part. We're gonna watch a clip from the amazing altruistic Nico real quick. That's cool as hell.
Lovers.
That's cool as hell.
Hi.
Nico, oh my goodness.
We're doing pirates today. Fucking
It's pretty hard. Thank you so much. I am such
LOL.
I am such a fan of pirates, of pirate designs, pirate aesthetics. I love that shit so much. Tell me all about that stream, please. I want to know about what that stream was. What was the pirate get up for? That looked cool as heck. Welcome in, guys. I'm a variety streamer. We're currently celebrating 1 year of Subathon as of tomorrow. We've been in Subathon for an entire year now. I'm a variety streamer. I do a different thing every day. However, I have the same week to week. I stream for 2 weeks, and then I'm off for 1 week. I don't stream on Thursdays, but otherwise, I'm streaming every single day, 5 p.m. PST. So about 20 minutes from now, 20 minutes ago is when I started streaming every day. Welcome in, everybody. Super awesome to have you guys. How are you guys doing? Welcome in. What were you guys doing? Hold on, you were in the shout out. Yes, thank you so much for pinning the message. We're gonna pin that message until something else happens. And how was Planet Zoo? How was that? I have seen. You're gonna hate me, Piper. I might have to put on Piper Cam because Piper does not want to keep getting picked up like this. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness, Pip. For anyone who doesn't know, Nico has the best Tekken streams. Nico is an amazing streamer. We raided into them first, and it's super awesome to have you and your community here. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing time. I had a blast in your chat, Nico. That was so much fun. You have golden retriever energy, and I like it. Thank you so much. It's definitely an energetic day today. I'm coming back from like a 2-day break, and before that, my setup was in the kitchen, and it's been a whole thing. So I've had some days off, and I'm like roaring. I'm like ready to go, chat. It is a day today. Thank you all so much for the follows and the support. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, guys. If you guys are not already, please check that pinned message and go follow Nico. Nico is super, super awesome. Dr.
I have
Love,
a
Dr.
Corgo
Love.
Pitbull mix.
Oh, you have a Corgo Pitbull? That's so cute. I love Pity so much, dude. I was so close to getting a Pity some time ago. Oh my goodness, I love that so much. If you haven't already, I want to see pictures. I want to see pictures of the Corgo Pity. That's absolutely adorable. I love that. Well, how are you guys doing? Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm sorry if I've missed your chat messages. As you can probably see, my bot gets really confused sometimes during raids, and it sends an entire wall, and it just floods out chat really bad. I really apologize about that. Hello, Pip. Chat, everyone's saying hi to you, Piper. Everyone's saying hi to you. Say hello back. Say something. Okay, Pip. Love you, Piper. How's your guys' holidays? How are you guys doing? I don't know my dog energy, but I have a Shih Tzu. Oh my goodness. Oh, the complete all redeems. How unfortunate. That one feels like it's a little bit more recent, so probably not going to be as bad. But if a moderator does complete all redeems, please mention how many it is. Give the dog a pipe. Is Chatbot and Ori from Pius? What?
I got a Roomba, clothes, and fresh cookies.
Ooh, a Roomba? Yo, I want a Roomba. I also want the cookies. What do you mean being a hater? How am I being a hater, chat? What do you mean? I want a Roomba. Smordekai, subathon this last year and turning into a superthon? Yes, for the next, starting on tomorrow's stream, we're gonna be streaming for 24 hours a day, streaming every minute for a week. And while I'm gone, I'm gonna pause the subathon timer, of course, and you guys will have games that you guys can play in Twitch chat while I'm not here. That's gonna be kind of the gist behind it. Is your core game master the bombastic side-eye? Dude, she is! Is that just a thing? Is that just a thing? Is that like in every corgi thing? Cause she's so bad about it, dude. She has the craziest bombastic side-eye you've ever seen, dude. I got a Banhammer plush for Christmas. Banhammer plush is so good. What the hell? I want a Banhammer. Moderator, chat. What's the
Pips
funny
is a
moderator
purple.
thing is? Pips. I make jokes that Pips is
Tell
an
me
inquisitor.
about Pipper. How old is she? What's her favorite treat? And why do you think I'm her favorite chatter?
Okay,
Cried
so
Yuwu.
Pips is 3 years old. She's 3 years old as of last month. Her favorite treat is these little, I got these holiday, like cinnamon, not cinnamon, but they're like little, oh my goodness. I want to say cinnamon biscuits? Something like that, but she's absolutely been in love with
I
those.
once used a corgi for reference in a drawing. IT1S bigger than I thought though.
And why are you her favorite chatter? That's because you were asking about what her favorite treat is, and anytime you talk about her favorite treats or food in general around her, she's going to love you. So you are now Piper's favorite chatter, I presume. Thank you so much for the follow, I really appreciate it. 2024 D&D Player's Handbook? Oh, interesting. 2024? There's a 2024 version? How is it, I guess? I'm curious. I don't think I've seen anything of it. I got a tattoo gun kit for Christmas. That's so cool. You know, I actually have a tattoo on my ankle that specifically, I have one tattoo that one of my roommates did. They're not a tattoo artist. They just had a tattoo gun, so they tattooed my ankle. And I've designated my left ankle specifically to be art from non-professional tattoo artists or people who do not do tattooing for a living or apprenticeship or anything like that. Like non-official tattoo work specifically on this ankle. And then I have a bunch of like Cobb's work on my arm that's actually professional work, and they are amazing at it. Go Cobbs. Piper once ate an entire box of cookies that Cobbs and I brought over. They were people cookies filled with chocolate. She's too crafty for her own good. Oh yeah, her favorite treat is probably actual human Oreos, actually. Not that she should ever have them, but you know, that hasn't stopped her yet. Oh, Piper, I love you. What am I gonna do with you? Goodness me. Oh no, the caravan command is gonna cause so many level ups. Oh, jeez. Has anyone ever had tiramisu? I don't normally like coffee, but it helps with it's super unique. Oh my goodness, tiramisu is amazing. I'm not a big fan of coffee, but I'm such a big fan of coffee flavored stuff, and I really don't know why, frankly. Hi Trank, how's it going? Not skong today. It is not skong today. Today is a planning day, and chat, you know how good I am at planning. Don't answer anything. If you know me well, don't say anything. I'm great at planning,
I need
chat.
a spot on the caravan now.
So I heard, Chirps. I heard something about that. I'm trying to work everything. I'm trying to work everything in order in my head, and it's not working because the order in my head is this giant pile of scrap. Or he's great at planning. Thank you, Cantaroon. My dog had eaten a full chocolate bar once, and he was fine. Yeah, Piper was fine by the end of the day. I mean, she had an upset tummy, but she was okay. Piper, no, chocolate is not for doggies. Well, Piper disagrees. Piper thinks that every food is for her. I don't believe you, or you should absolutely believe me because I am extremely trustworthy trust. Yo, congrats on the stream streak, Trank. Will there be skong this weekend? Okay, so this was something I wanted to talk about, and this is going to go into a larger conversation here. I'm going to grab some food. I'll be back in a bit later. Thank you so much, Nico. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, amazing food and snack and amazing. Thank you so much for trusting me with your community, and thank you to everyone who's sticking around. You guys are absolutely amazing. Oh, duh. If you guys need to raid and run, please make sure number one priority is to go take care of yourself. If you need to go take care of yourself, make sure to go grab some water, go grab a snack, go brush your teeth, whatever you got to do to get yourself ready. If you want to lurk, absolutely, please feel free to. But if you want to stick around, I'm super happy to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
PYR kind of. Yes.
My dog is probably a bit bigger than the little one here, 50 kilograms. It's a little bit larger, slightly. Most of my dogs in my life have been huge. I spent most of my life with Great Danes. So Piper's my first little dog, actually. Funny enough. I do not hate chat. There's not a world where I hate chat. No. I am not a masochist either. You guys stop that. You are giving the new people a bad impression of me. I'm not a masochist and I don't hate chat. Thank you for the kiss. I'll kiss, if you will. Okay. What is SUPERthon? We need to come around and talk about SUPERthon at some point. We're giving the new people the truth. No, I am not a leprechaun. I am not a masochist. I do not hate chat. Cease. This is what no scum does to a streamer. Paint's proven. I don't like making fun of typos unless they're really funny, and paint proven is a funny typo. Can you observe the message I pinged you in Ori General? Potentially. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Was that edited, Ty? Was that edited? That had to be edited. I think I know what that's from, too. Somebody tipped me off about this. I have a feeling I know what this is. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Please make yourself at home. Why the toe command? Please, no. What? No feet. No feet. No, it was not. How did you do that? Because I know that wasn't me. But oh, wait a second. Did you do that with the 8-ball, Ty? Did you use the 8-ball to do that and just cut in before it managed to send something? I swear to God. Thank you so much for the Oreo rain. I appreciate it. Okay. Two things to talk about because I'm definitely not getting distracted.
Here's the evidence that you hate chat.
I do not hate chat. I don't get distracted. Chat cannot distract me. SUPERthon and sub badges are the two things I want to talk about, at least to begin with. We also have to talk about the community awards. We have to talk about the community awards, chat. Those are three things we need to talk about. And then we have to plan. We have to plan stuff, chat. We have to plan stuff together. I love how you didn't even ask the 8-ball a question. You just said 8-ball and then made a comment. Like you just made a statement at it. Well, don't fuck me on this. Okay, anyways, or something is ticking and it's making us die. Something is ticking and it's making us die. What do you mean? What? The ticking? Oh, I know about the ticking. I was wondering how long it was going to take for people to realize that. May the Lord have mercy on us, or is the definition of distracted? I'm not distracted. I've never been distracted. Ever. Not even once. Thank you for the smooch, Mr. Suno. Okay. I noticed when I joined stream, motherfucker. Do you guys want to know what this is? I've been doing this in the background the whole time, chat.
Don't look at the clip. It's evidence.
I don't want to. I know what clip you're talking about, and I don't want to look at it. Thank you so much for the nice snack. I'm going to get up and get that one.
Folks have tried to tell you about the ticking since start of stream. I personally don't hear anything.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, let me show you, chat, what amazing things I'm up to while I'm not being distracted. I'm chopping trees, chat, that's why. Heartbeat of Hanai? Oh my goodness, hold on. No, that's what this is, chat. We're not even gonna talk about that. I had that up in a separate window already. I'm not distracted. I was doing just fine. It's on the second monitor. Just because I'm fletching willow longbows doesn't mean I can't pay attention, chat. I'm actually working on it. I would never work on it. What are you guys talking about? Don't get me into some shit that I don't need to get in.
At least
don't
mute
even
it.
worry about it. What? Why would I mute it?
Are you sure you're not distracted?
I love this sound. I am definitely not distracted. Dude, you guys are breaking my chat. I have 3 chat windows. I have 4 chat windows. I have 4 chat windows open at any given point in time, and I think you guys just broke one of them. I have one for YouTube chat. I have one for Mix It Up. I have one from Streamlabs that I stream from, and I have one from StreamerBot that I use to handle all the bots. The StreamerBot chat is the one that I mostly pay attention to because it holds both chats, and I can nest it right
Ori
next to
has
Discord
8 monitors
perfectly.
and 7 are all for hating chat.
No, I do not have 8 monitors. I wish I did. I do not use 7 monitors to hate chat. I use approximately, this is a rough estimate, chat, 0 monitors to hate chat. Because I don't hate chat. And memory negative 99. I don't know what you're talking about. We're going to talk about SUPERthon at some point. I swear. Is the audio cutting out? My bitrate seems fine right now. So let me know if you guys hear any cutting out or anything like that.
You use at least one monitor to hate what we say.
No, I do not. I do not hate anything that chat does. I do not hate chat. Shubsh. 0 with an infinite margin of error. Goodness me. Oh, Mordecai, I swear to goodness. Getting upset must be true. I must paint and start planning. Okay, first we need to talk about, okay. We all know what SUPERthon is, right? I feel like we all know what SUPERthon is, so we feel content with our explanation of SUPERthon. We're gonna be streaming for 168 hours straight. I think that's a solid presumption of what that is. Thanks for the hydrate. I can't imagine what people think.
At Nebula_Cole doesn't really matter TBH.
Don't drink what, Ty? I can't imagine what people think when they come into the stream, dude. I'm drinking water from a spray bottle. Like, I can't imagine that people... if anybody's curious, I'm extremely normal. I'm like the most normal streamer you've ever met. Or we got the original amount of hours per sub, like OG Subathon. Oh. You lost mod? Probably from Mystery Box, I'd assume. I thought you said super... Or I need to get a Windex bottle and clean it out real good and put blue Gatorade or something. Then honestly, yeah. Yes, I'm extremely normal, chat. Just like what Ashton said, and I'm not gonna read the rest of that. That's also lost mod. Oh goodness, that's a lot of commands. Oh my goodness, chat. So SUPERthon, we're gonna be streaming for 168 hours straight, which means that today is going to be basically dedicated to figuring out what we're gonna be doing throughout that week. And one of the big, really important things that we're doing...
is the most normal person I ever met. I went up to them and they said, "Hi, hello, I am normal," as normal humans do.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Hello, I am human. Hey, babes, want to go play skateboard? If you get the reference, you win. Goodness, no, I remember what I was talking about.
Ori, I am normal streamer, also Ori. ADHD in tags goes BRRRRR.
My brain goes burr. Okay, SUPERthon streaming for a week, and one of the things that we're gonna be doing that is excessively important that we need to do is... Let me know if you want to bank that. No, you said you'll never bank it. Okay. Is set up for the community awards. If you guys have not done the form for the community awards, it is in Ori updates in the Discord. It is super important that you guys do. We're going to be doing nominees, and I'm going to talk about what the rewards for the awards are, because that's one of the things that we need to plan, because I plan on sending physical documents to the winners, assuming that they want them, right? So if you want to be sent, if you win in the community award and you want an actual certificate, I'm going to sign certificates. I'm going to print them out. We're going to design them on stream. I'm going to sign them and I'm going to send them to people physically who want them sent to them. If you want them sent to you, I will send you a physical signed certificate. If you don't want it, then I will send you a digital version. I will send you the digital version and everything like that, yada, yada. But on top of that, all the winners get a puzzle coin. For people who know what that is, the puzzle coins are basically kind of like the Discord currency, if you will. They're kind of hard to come by more often than not, so all the winners will get one of those as well. And above all else, this is just a celebration for the amazing community members who have stuck it through with us for the past year. Oh my goodness. Out of curiosity, how often does one need to stream to count? Because Dino still hasn't streamed and they are a caravan target. Dino kind of ended up being the exception, realistically. It's not a hard line by any means.
From Ori. We need to make that person win every category.
Jesus Christ, not again. I will send certificates if you guys want them. Otherwise, I will send a digital copy if you guys wish. But for those who want it, I will send a physical copy of your award as well. And this is starting for something that I would really like to. I would like to do more events, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I would like to do more events.
Shipping 20 papers to Mars.
21, actually. Anyways. What was I talking about? So that's kind of our SUPERthon, right? We need to talk about what we're going to be doing during SUPERthon, what our AFK game is going to be, what our community awards are going to look like, and make sure that you guys, again, have submitted your answers for the community awards. Wonderful. Love you guys. Why do you keep sending people things? You know, I feel like I kind of have to, under, like, several legalities. I think it's kind of the nature of what I do. Should I not? Should I not send people things? Chat, Sky said you guys don't want stuff, so I guess I won't send anything. If I win one, unlikely I will be pinning it above my desk. I love that. 20Q. QJ Schlatt laughing. When are community awards announced again? So, the submission is going to end today. Today is when the submissions end for the nominees. Then the actual voting will take place, and chances are it'll probably end at the end of SUPERthon. Now, it might be on, like, the 1st, maybe on New Year's, but that's part of the planning that we need to do today. But somewhere around the end of SUPERthon is when the actual voting process is going to cease, and we're going to figure out who the winners are. If I win anything, I'll cry. Oh my god, that's so sweet, and I love you, Dino. If I win one, I shall cherish it. I do not often win things. You guys are so sweet. What the hell? Or you should keep sending things. It's great. Okay, cool. If I win, I'm hanging the certificate on my wall of paintings. I love that. People keep saying I look like that guy.
The nominees were the votes.
No. Okay, no. So the nominees specifically are to set up the nominees, right? So we're going to take the list of people that people submitted, and we're going to take the top 3 from each one of those categories that people submitted, and then we're going to put that down to a vote. What's up, Suno? You said my name in all capital letters. That probably means something. I'm going to pay attention now suddenly. I don't expect anything as stated. Severance game for this SUPERthon. It's a 5-person Phasma with 1 person being the ghost.
Keith is a streamer
interesting.
And has now moderated me.
Well, Ty, you really want these, don't you? We'll get in more into the caravan, I think, in a little bit. Severance is interesting. $5? Okay. I'm down to throw Severance on the list. I'm down to throw Severance on the big old list of shit to do. I need to buy it. It's $3 for me. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, fuck it. I'll buy it right now. Give me a second. If I win, I'm going to find Ori in 20 years when he's famous and meet and greet and reveal who I am. Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ. Severance, you said? Did I spell that wrong? Severance, not severance. Okay. Vote Ricks for everything. What a great idea, guys. What an absolutely spectacular idea. That literally could not go wrong ever. Okay. I'm getting Severance because apparently we're playing Severance. I don't know. Chat just screamed it at me and I can't ignore that. Like people just scream stuff at me and then I end up doing it somehow. I don't know how this goes. I think you guys just like hijacked my brain in some way. I think you guys used some kind of psychology bullshit because it worked. It's like peer pressure on steroids. Oh, goodness. Okay, hold on. Give me 20 puzzle coins? Jesus Christ, dude. I gave Rich the most unhinged. I never got distracted. Chat, watch us. Stop. 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 It's fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. We'll get back to the chat. She's Barry we've missed. Okay, anyways, I've gotten Severance. I have purchased Severance now because I guess I just got peer pressured into that. That's cool. Or why do you keep letting us hijack your brain? I didn't ask you guys to. It just works. I don't know how these guys manage to do it. Anyways, I'm fine, chat. Don't even worry about it. Anyways, the other thing I want to talk about, this is a tiny little thing, but chat, we have new sub badges. We have new sub badges that Moonchi drew, and I'm so
Ori
happy
is
with
very
them.
distractful.
Distractive? What? Why did chatbot just trail off there? Distractive. Hey, Ori, heart emoji, Dino. Thank you. I'm so fine. Thank you for the 100 daily biddies. Where do you want them to go? For the timer. Okay.
When
Thanks.
Nice Falling just shared 100 bits.
OGs,
Daily biddies
OGs indeed.
for the timer.
We have some
I am
nostalgia stuff
concerned
to
for
do.
Ori's attention span.
I'm fine. We have some nostalgia stuff that we need to do for SUPERthon. But also, I want to talk about the sub badges because I'm so excited. This is the first time. Now there's sub badges spanning out to a 4-year badge. And nobody has it. Nobody has the 4-year badge. Trust me, because I don't. And I have the latest badge, which means you guys haven't even gotten to see the special Uber special Oreo that comes after this one. And then the Uber specialer, even Uber were specialer Oreo that comes after that. So every half year mark after 1 year, so once you've been subbed for a year, you get the 1 year badge, and then every half year following, you'll get another new sub badge. So there is no one that's been subbed for longer than 3.5 years. No one's been subbed for 3.5 years
Ori
or
is
longer
gonna
yet.
have a stroke and it's gonna be self-induced.
Thank you for the hydrant hump. Oh, tasty. So once somebody hits 3.5 years, which I don't think I've even been affiliate for 3.5 years yet. But
Look
once
in
somebody
DMs
hits,
Voradont.
once somebody hits 3.5 years, you gotta be careful when you tell me how to do that. I'm so hard keeping my attention span right now. I was doing so good. Once somebody hits 3.5 years, you guys will get to see Super Special Oreo number 1. But once somebody hits 4 years, you'll get to see Super Special Oreo number 2. Which I'm really excited for. I really like them. I think they're really cool, chat. Thank you, Moonchi, so much for making these. I was so excited. Okay, I'm apparently supposed to check my DMs, so give me a second. Hey, what's up, Galaxy? Fancy badge, let's go! Okay, hold on. I have to check my DMs, apparently. Okay. Do that. I have to remark all of my notifications as unread whenever I read them, because if I don't mark them as read, then I will forget they exist and I'll forget to respond to people. Ignore that. I have a huge attention span and my mind is a steel trap.
Wow,
How many
quiet.
Oreos now? That's actually kind of real. What's quiet? What's quiet?
Nats and I were killing it today. We won all but like 2 games.
Go Sherms, let's go. That's fucking huge. Go you guys. That's awesome. Okay. I'm gonna do one more time. I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm also gonna post the link. This is my final offer to say, go click that link, go to the form, and submit who you think should win for each of the categories of the chat community awards. I really want to make sure that you guys get your answers in. There are actual awards for the winners, and I want this community to come together and really make this something special. That's how I feel about this. I want to make it a thing.
I submitted
Sure.
mine already, I thinks.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chief. Time to use my 70 alternative accounts. Oh, goodness. Story Don, what your opinion on some members of the Utopia TTRPG stating that the system is more focused on high fantasy setting system rather than sci-fi setting system. Do you consider it to be a mistake on your part or an intentional design? I don't think it is. Realistically, Utopia doesn't
Disappointed
have
there
a
isn't
setting.
a hates chat award.
There is no setting in the core guide of Utopia. It's just a system. The reason why, in my opinion, as far as I see it, the reason why people assume that Utopia is high fantasy is because most people are very used to high fantasy. Every single item in this game was specifically designed to also fit in a sci-fi setting. I know that there's magic in the game, but that magic is purely out of flavor, right? Like, you can use the magic system in a sci-fi setting. There is no setting in core guide of Utopia, but hopefully the adventurer's guide will do a better job of broadcasting that fact. It'll explain the fact that it doesn't have to be high fantasy. That's my opinion about it, and from my eyes, it says that it's not necessarily high fantasy and it doesn't have to be. I mean, Utopia has a colonized moon that's super high-tech, high sci-fi, you know, area.
The Force is basically just magic in a sci-fi setting.
That's what I was gonna say. No ships, yes spells. That's my argument. There's no vehicles, periods. Like, there's no, like, dragon riding. There's no vehicle systems at all. The adventurer's guide will, and it will have ships and things like that, but that's just because it's outside of the scope of Utopia. And also, the main canon lore does have spaceships. And there is spells and pseudo magics in sci-fi that absolutely can exist. And there's also the ability to use magic through technology so that it's not magic in Utopia. Like, you can use magic purely through technology in a way that is simulating magic. You can do all of that in Utopia. It's all applicable. I'm getting distracted again. Shh, it's fine. There will be in the AG, dog streamer. There will be in the AG. Anyways. I'm making a thing with those. I know, Donut. I saw the DM. I haven't opened it yet, but I plan on taking a peek-see through that. People were mentioning it today, and I'm really excited for that. Did you post it to the website already? Did you post it on the official Mirror Myth homebrew website? The defibrillators that really just shovel souls into corpses. That is absolutely a thing, actually. Yes. Congrats on the TIE power. Let's go. Okay. New sub badges we talked about. SUPERthon we talked about. You guys are going to fill out that form. Love you. I'm going to drink from my spray bottle. It was delicious. That was all a scheme to distract Ori. Gosh dang it, son of a heck. I'm not ignoring you twice. I'm struggling to see chat messages. I do not hate you. So I can tell nothing productive will be happening this stream. No, we're gonna do something. Okay. Yep. You were right, Sage. You're right. Let's go open. Rain, are you here? Do I open Notion or do I open Photoshop? Or do I open Photoshop? Which one? Do you think it'd be too much to open Notion right now? I feel like there's too much in Notion to... I don't think I could actually...
It's not funny the third time.
I actually cannot open Notion on stream. Never mind. You guys would get too much information out of it. Your guys' eyes are too keen to show you Notion. Never mind. We're opening Photoshop. Let me go fill out chat's choices. Now I'm finished filling out. Let's go! Distracting you is so easy. Nuh-uh! Nuh-uh! No! Chat, can I show you something that Nat's got me? Hyper, why? Shush.
At the dog streamer me. Hey, look at chat. Ori, where I must hate IT.
Where did I put them? Oh no. Oh goodness. Where'd they go? Oh man. I'm gonna have to go dig them up. No, not my plan, says Ori. Gosh dang it. I am so fine, chat. I'm the finest I've actually ever been, ever. Funny enough. Crazy. Crazy, I know. I'm so fine. Ori's distracting Ori. I am doing no such thing. You shumsh. You absolutely shumsh. You also got a haircut today? I would say
_heights just one.
If
that
you're
seems impractical.
If you're willing to, send pictures. If you're not willing to, then I hope it went amazing. It's exactly what you hope for it to be. Which was kind of him. What? I should without any effort. Oh. I am not distracting Ori. I don't even know who Ori is. Okay. We're going to plan SUPERthon. And we are not going to get distracted, chat, because we are undistractable. You know the invincible title card? Just imagine that, but it says undistractable. That's us today,
Ori
chat.
got police cars outside, I hear them.
Shush. You don't know nothing. Ori, look out! God damn it. Okay. So, SUPERthon is going to start on Saturday? Right? Today's Friday? Today's Friday. Yes. Wonderful. We have Sunday? We have Monday. We have Tuesday. We have Wednesday. Thursday. We have Friday. I'm pretty sure Friday is the last day. Friday is January 2nd. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're gonna have to talk about what we're gonna be doing. It doesn't necessarily matter, and this is going to be for all of my actual planners out there, the people who actually like to plan real things and have dates and times and stuff, you're gonna cringe your ass off if you attend this and look at the schedule, because this is going to be kind of loosey-goosey. I suspect, and this is part of the nostalgia trip, I'll say. This is part of the nostalgia trip when it comes to Subathon, that this week is going to be chaotic. There's probably going to be a lot of wheel spinning. There's going to be a lot of changes of plans. There's going to be a lot of times where chat's just like, but what if we did this? And I'm like, shit, that's a great idea. And then all of a sudden, the entire planet gets derailed. As long as we hit the very important stuff. In fact, let's have a squiggly line right here that says important stuff. That it's like, it doesn't necessarily matter that it happens on time, but it better happen.
Why is your handwriting on a computer better than mine on paper? Loudly crying face.
Last day is Chat Choice Awards. That is not Chat Choice Awards. The Chat Choice Awards is a different thing. But the Community Awards, yes. Community Awards can either go on New Year's or it can go on the...
Stuff.
I think
Community Awards.
Pious? What's pious? We're not doing... Okay, this is something that we have to talk about. I am going to put the Community Awards.
New Year's.
New Year's is a good
What's
one.
pious?
I'm going to explain why I said that.
Cring.
Shh! Shush! New Year's. We're not gonna have enough space for all of this, chat. This is New Year's right here. So, like, right here, we're gonna have New Year's. I will be live during the countdown for PST time. I know I do not share a time zone with a lot of people in chat, but I like to just count down so people can come together and celebrate. It'll already be the new year for a lot of you, but it's just fun to sit down and count down and stuff like that. I find it fun. Communism Awards. That was a joke, chat. Big one, big important one. So, when it comes to stuff that we are doing throughout Subathon, we are not going to be doing the big mainstays on the channel that require a VOD. For the people who were here a year ago during original Subathon, you'll know that almost every single VOD from Subathon got annihilated and burnt and cremated. VODs just do not work when it comes to Subathon. So if it's something that needs to be recorded, chances are there will not be VODs for Subathon. What happens in SUPERthon will stay in SUPERthon because there's not enough.
Do you have access to the old world?
Yes, but it would probably take some setup. What happens in SUPERthon is going to stay in SUPERthon because no one has the hard drive space for that shit. So, I say we have a chaos day on Sunday. I actually fuck with that super hard. I'd be super down for a chaos day. Okay, I'm gonna write stuff and we can erase it later if we want to. Chaos day. What I'd like to do is a nostalgia day on Saturday. Which also means Twitch recap. I told everybody that I did not watch my Twitch recap because I was going to save it for SUPERthon. So I have not opened my Twitch recap yet. So that means that we can bust that bad boy open tomorrow when we start SUPERthon, and we can do some of the nostalgia trips, and we can go through clips. That was one of the things that we were talking about.
Oh, right. Recap hype.
Yeah. So we can do all of the yearly recap stuff and all of the let's see how the past year has been. Because the past year is almost perfectly just encapsulating Subathon, which is wild. I love it so much. I'm so excited for this. So I think that Saturday is going to be kind of our nostalgia day. We can play some old games that we used to play. Ty mentioned the old world. I have the file somewhere, but Ty, you say scary things. We should play Cult of the Lamb for the nostalgia. Oh my god, no wait, I would fuck with that so hard. Cult of the Lamb. I don't know where Cult of the Lamb is gonna go, but I think that Cult of the Lamb is a good idea to have during Subathon, especially for nostalgia stuff. For anyone who doesn't know, we used to play Cult of the Lamb, and we did the friends we made along the way. There was the Cult of the Friends we made along the way. It was an acronym because we couldn't fit that much in the text box, but yeah. I say scary things? What, like boo? So, Saturday, we're going to be having the Salt Today where we look back at all the stuff that's happened over the past year. We're going to be looking at the Twitch recap for the first time, going over old clips, and just all of the good stuff like that, just having ye old time. Sunday, we can have Chaos Day where we're spinning wheels and doing basically whatever the hell we feel like at the time. Yep, that's... no T. Yeah, it's FW. Friends we made along the way. Yep. Botsy or no? So any of the mainstay schedule stuff is probably not going to happen today. I mean, we could do Botsy if we wanted to. I think that it's a very potential likelihood that it just kind of dissipates into nothing. But I would be down to play Botsy. I don't think there's going to be Skong. There's not going to be a Pious Return. Anything that requires a VOD or that would be best documented is not going to be happening, chat. Let me go through the days, actually. Saturday and Sunday are gaming days anyways, so nothing necessarily missed there. Monday is generally going to be Pious, but it's not going to be this time, so no Pious on Monday. Tuesday can still be a chat chooses. I think that'd be actually interesting. We can do a chat chooses. Yeah. Skong can happen on Chaos. Yes, but I want to be really careful because if we beat something in Skong that's really impactful, the footage will disappear and we will not have footage for it anymore, ever. Chat plays on Monday? Chat plays? That'd be fun. I could see that. I could see a chat plays or something like that. Do we want to have like a development or something like that? Can we have like an hour to get Oracle's updates? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is do we want to do like a party games? I'm absolutely down for party games. Now, I think that party games are kind of like probably going to be scattered all throughout anyways. Like they're probably going to be all over regardless. Development seems sketchy, probably. But it's also where I get to show projects, so there's not going to be any VODs. So it's kind of my chance to kind of like show something that I probably shouldn't have showed. And then, okay, a little bit of story time, chat. I'm going to tangent for just a moment. When it comes to projects that I don't want to show on stream, it means that it's
Ori
a project.
Want to tease us.
Well, it means that it's a project that I don't want to get people's hopes up for. It means that it's something that I don't feel confident enough is going to be a pertinent subject in the world for me to start getting people's hopes up. So, SUPERthon might be a little bit of an excuse for you to get a little bit of a look inside my mind and see what I've been working on and a handful of projects that I purposely don't work on publicly because I don't want to set up a ton of expectation for it. I don't know if we're actually going to do that. I don't know. I have to kind of think about that because, again, I don't want to get people's hopes up. Why? I mean, if we were trying to capture the essence of the old subathon, development is something we did a lot during of it. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. Days without a tangent, 0. Shh. It's fine. Ori brain eyes? I don't think that it's going to be something that a ton of people are going to be super, like, excited about. It's not going to be exhilarating by any means. But we can spend a little bit doing...
Can I suggest a chat plays theme? Should you do it?
Is this like a new campaign that you're talking about? Like a brand new campaign? Does the dating sim come back? Oh, fucking kill me, dude. Oh, God. I have not worked a moment on the dating sim, and I don't even know where to get started on that. I'd be down. Oh, jeez. What is your dumb idea? God damn it. Oh, I don't even want to talk about that. Our chat plays usually one shots? Generally, yes.
Can I join Ori? Please?
I don't know. I don't even... I haven't even thought of what chat plays is going to be
Ori.
yet. Chat plays? Question mark? I'm so curious. Dating sim? Okay, the dating sim is a long story, chat. The dating sim is a really, really, really long story. It's actually not that long of a story, but it's too long of a story for me. Just an idea for it in that case. Sure. Yeah, we can do the chat plays, I think. Question mark? I'm gonna put dev with the question mark as well, because these are probably going to be decently longer streams as well. So we're probably gonna have time to do a handful of things, to say the least. So I'm gonna put dev here. I'm also gonna put the dev here. I'm also gonna put Botsy with a question mark here, because we could probably do Botsy if we want to do that. This will also be the day that we're leading into New Year's, and Thursday will be the actual New Year's day.
I will DM the idea. and you are free to judge it as you wish.
Interesting, okay. The dating sim is peak, enough said. Dude, the dating sim is a nightmare. Not in a bad way, but in like a coding way. Oh my goodness. It's a game that should have been built in RunPy and is getting built in Unreal Engine. That's what you need to know, chat.
Oh, Gardic.
Gardic phone is a good idea. I think Gardic phone is a good idea. Oh my goodness. You know what we could do, chat? Oh, dear God. I hate this. I hate this so much, chat.
Not my idea though. I have something dumber.
Moonchi, you've been calling this one out for long enough. I feel like I finally owe you one of these. If there's ever a time. And chat plays. I forgot about Twitch recap. And chat plays. And Ty was saying something about chat plays. And I was like,
Game
I get
Jam
you.
Day.
I'm sure we could. Game Jam Day. What do you mean by Game Jam Day? I want to save that. Okay, London, hold on. We might be dipping into some stuff that is might be reserved for another day.
Code like dev of Sky brought it up first. Oridon worked out for also them. I have DM'd you the idea.
I think worked out for them is a good way to put that for Yandere Dev.
Creative Jam instead of Game Jam.
My sister-in-law wants to play a game, maybe. Absolutely, go for it, Forager. I don't know what's going to be important. I have no idea what's going to go on today, Forager. I have not a goddamn clue. But this VOD will be uploaded if it means anything, like a game design game. I think that, okay. Creative Jam for the duration of SUPERthon, chat, we're getting into some territory that we can't yet. I'm going to push this back a little bit because this is something that I want to talk about later. I've had, this is something, okay, no, Trank brought this up. A creative jam as like a full Mirror Myth event, but I think that's something like that I would want to be like a planned event. This is something that I would actually want genuine awards
Later
for.
is good.
I would want...
We get more events.
Oh, absolutely. I would really like to be able to put in more focus onto events. And I think that a creative jam is just one of a million events that I would love to have. But like pre-planned, like set up beforehand, knowing and planning the entire event before anything is even announced and having real awards and all of that good stuff. Like real signups, real awards, real contestants, all of that good stuff. Having that stuff ready. I'm sorry, a full Mirror Myth event? I would like to get a lot more into that and a lot more consistent about that. I think that those are really important. I have been inspired recently and sad that I have not done more of them, and I think it's about time that we put our nose to the grindstone on that. Did the chat slow down? Definitely a little bit. Maybe a time we go through community projects and display them. I would absolutely love that. I think if nothing else, that can go to this day. But I think that's also probably going to be a good idea to just have a list of stuff to do. Let's just have a list of stuff. This can be our little things to do that when we're not sure what we might want to do, we can pull from our list of stuff.
Ori chopping wood still.
Yes, I am. I have to get to level 60 fletching. Okay. The ticking. Community projects. I actually like that. Make a list and spin the wheel when unsure. I think so. Well, that's kind of how the chaos wheel works currently. So I think the chaos wheel and just kind of sifting through the list will be like two separate instances, right? Like one of them is us going, fuck it, we ball. And one of them is like, okay, let's figure out what we want to do next. I've mostly nothing to show and I'm afraid. Don't even worry about it, chat. Don't even worry about it. Invoke chaos when you don't know. I see. Will I legally obliged to play? Generally, yes, Sky. What does that entail? This was something that chat just posted up about talking about people submitting their projects and us showcasing their projects. I don't have any projects in mind specifically, and this is not like the event that I was talking about. This is just going through things that other people have made in the community and just kind of showcasing them for a little bit. I'd be down to facilitate this a little bit better than what we have right now, because what we have right now is basically just nothing. But I've DM'd you the idea. If you need more information on it, you are free to ask for what you need. All right, Ty. Thank you. I appreciate it. So just like showcasing community projects, I think is a great idea for people who want to have their stuff showcased. Like, for example, what Donut was talking about earlier.
Should I crank out my super duper complex alchemy system in time for this?
Oh my goodness. Oh no, Sage. I think all of that is a super fair idea right there. We have Nostalgia Day, but that one's pretty specific. Chaos, of course. Dev, Botsy is kind of a Wednesday thing. We have New Year's. Oh, Gardic. Gardic is something that we should add. I know you're lying, Ty, but I won't call you out on it. Teehee. Oh no. I have received a spinach roll, chat. Or there's a Slay the Streamer mod for Slay the Spire.
Why would I ever
You're interested?
lie?
Interesting. Yeah, you would never, Ty. You would never. Or here's the deal. If we do community projects, I will require advance notice, but we'll have at least one fanfic chapter ready by then. Deal? Deal. Absolutely deal. Well, this is your notice. Your notice is that I'm not gonna know beforehand. I'm not gonna know before it happens. This is going to be. I know I'm trying my best to plan everything out, but this is going to be chaotic. This is going to be chaotic by nature. If it's anything like the original subathon, we're never going to know what happens before it happens.
Writing app.
Wonderful. If nothing else, chat, we'll find projects to make. This includes art, this includes stories, this includes all of that good stuff, chat. I know you guys have made more stuff than you guys are letting on. Don't lie to me. Oh, an empty mystery box is sad. You know your doppelganger profile picture? We should rig it. What? What do you mean? Almost all of mine have been adapted into official material. There's actually something that I need to talk about with Volt. I need to talk about with Volt. Volt, I presume that Volt's not here, but I need to talk about something with Volt because I have an idea. And I can't talk about it yet because every single time a thought comes across my mind about stuff I want to do for like community projects and stuff like that, my first instinct is to just bark it out like nothing. But I need to reserve myself and have a little bit of willpower and not just say it immediately. But I need to talk to Volt. Hey, what's up? How's it going, Food? Welcome in. I've been watching so long. It's been a hot minute. How are you doing? Welcome in. Thanks so much for being here. Hello. Chat, does this feel like a good list? I mean, obviously we have the Chaos Wheel. We have a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, hold on. I need to slap another thing on there. Because apparently I just purchased Severance, which I wasn't expecting to do, but I've done that. Very good list. Reservation? Crazy. I haven't really done anything for the community. Yeah, shush. Archipelago! That's a good one. That's a really good one, actually. Yes, Archipelago. I'm sure that was spelled wrong. It was, in fact. Perfect. Chaos Wheel? That's not a 4! That's an A! What do you guys mean? Don't make fun of my A! My A is not a 4! Shush. It's fine. It's fine, chat. Archipelago with only Daemons or not? I think Archipelago would be like normal Archipelago, realistically. We could have a Daemons and Paragons Archipelago, but I think that SUPERthon is kind of more of a... everybody in the community, everyone who's been here, all that good stuff. I think that throwing Slime Rancher on is actually really funny. Okay, I'm actually gonna throw two things. Slime Rancher for a really funny reason, and Stardew for a similar, arguably equally funny reason. These are two games that I basically started streaming on. These two games are two that I basically started my entire streaming career on. In fact, a lot of my initial audience came from Stardew Valley. Slime Rancher was the first game I ever streamed ever, period. So, that's pretty cool.
So for COMM projects I have I can do an asterisk art maybe.
No, you still have to,
There's some
Ty.
stuff for TBT I could compile, but that take a little setup on my end. And there's the fanfics.
Interesting. You still have to be there for Archipelago, Ty. You're not getting out of that easy. Oh, thank you for the delicious hydrates, chat. Chatbot W, let's go! Want to work on dating sim together? Oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is chat gonna make the dating sim? Is that what's gonna happen now? Is the community gonna build the dating sim now? What could I possibly need to be there for? I don't know, perhaps playing a video game? I couldn't think of anything. Couldn't think of a single thing. Fucking sure. Oh, damn. All right. Oh, goodness. Or please don't do the idea I just had. What's the idea you just had, Ty? What's the idea you just had? Please tell me all about it. Yes, another project for the filing cabinet? Dear God, dude. I didn't share the idea. Well, then share the idea, Ty. I need to make sure I know what it is so I can not do it, obviously, right? Because what if I accidentally do it? I won't know to not do it without you telling me. Or should make fan art of someone's art in the art channel. That's actually kind of wild. I mean, we are potentially, probably somewhat likely gonna have an art stream. So, because if not, Moochie's gonna absolutely kill me. Oh, no. Renpie, for the love of God, Renpie. What? Why not Unreal Engine? Unreal Engine is really good at making dating sims, chat. Trust me. Take my word for it. I'm so concerned about timer lasting the week, to be honest. I don't personally think it'll be that much of a struggle. Plus, Damon and Paragon time will be going through during that. This is when Damon and Paragon time will proc. Also, people who have banked hours and things like that will be able to spend them if necessary. I really don't think it's gonna be a problem personally. Don't randomly share bits of lore or other important stuff during the periods of downtime when chat is least active. Never mind, Ty, you didn't have to tell me. I will call my bank and for an overdraft. Don't try me, Jesus Christ. I mean, I have to learn Unreal anyways. I've been learning a lot about Unreal recently, chat. Oh my goodness. Ori said, no, I don't think that's what I said. I don't think that's, yeah, actually, yeah, that's what I said. I definitely said no. We have lost a number of daemons, if I remember correctly. There's a number of daemons, but there's still a decent number of daemons that are still there.
2 demons in a paragon.
Yeah, roughly about that. I didn't have to tell you as if you weren't going to do it. You didn't need to tell me as in that was something that I'm... Sure, let's go with what you said, Ty. Teach me how you learned Unreal. Pain and suffering. And lots of YouTube. And failing. Lots of failing. Giving up on projects and failing a lot. Or he's saying, no, that doesn't happen. Listen the fuck here. Sky, I swear to God. Alright, bad news. Okay, no, you can't hit me with that. What you got? What's going on? Okay, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this to my desktop.
At Sage Plot, same way I learned Godot, I assume. YouTube. Try, fail, repeat.
Yes, correct. That is kind of how I do life at this point. I'm gonna be real with you, chat. I have
24-hour week might give me time to work on my Orabot art campaign, and also writing I have not looked at for a month or two.
Oh, interesting. You can see the Oreos when you're managing your sub. Ah,
Hey,
dang, that's unfortunate.
Plushie check DMS.
Well, I guess that's a spoiler, chat. You can see the sub badges. I cry. So it won't be as much of a surprise, but it's gonna be, I still think they're really cool, chat. Do I have permission to state that you hate me? Should you go against what you said? No. You do not have my permission for that. You can only see up to 1.5 years. Oh, maybe it's not a spoiler then. Ooh. Ooh, who knows? Now I'm curious. Now I'm actually really curious. I don't know. I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. Interesting. Okay. If you guys want to update or you have more stuff that you want to consider for SUPERthon, you guys are going to have to let me know. I will keep this thing updated as best as I can. It's really funny because I could just type this out even in Photoshop. Like, even if we wanted to stay in Photoshop, I could type it with actual text. But I've grown accustomed to just pulling out the tablet and just drawing for some reason. And I don't know why, but I guess it's what we do now. You can see the 4-year one? Aw. Up to 3 badges past your own. Interesting. I didn't know that. You can see the 48-month, the 2-year one? Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Renfi is interesting to open up. Renfi is an interesting program, in my opinion. I think it's really cool for what it is. I'm not a big fan of I think that Python is a difficult language to make games in my opinion. I mean, it's not necessarily, but you can kind of tell that Python wasn't really as designed for it, which is one of the reasons why I like Unreal. Unreal Engine is really nice to me because...
What are we talking about sub badges?
Have you not seen the... Okay, one of my chats don't have the new sub badges. Do you see the new sub badges, Trank? Python is rough, yeah, made for math. It is made for math. It's made for procedural stuff. One of the reasons why I love making everything in Unreal is because Unreal is a hyper-capable engine to make stuff in, and it's always going to be capable of doing the thing that you need to do, even if it's going to be, you know, rocket launcher against a fly on the wall. And that's fine. And for every project that's designed with Unreal is more experience that I get with Unreal. I had no idea what an interface was in Unreal terms, and it's not what I thought it was. Like, when you hear interface, it's probably not what you think it is, unless you've used Unreal quite consistently. Oreo sub badge? Yeah, there's the new sub badges now. All of these are brand new. Okay, well, not right here. Oh yeah, no, they are right here as well. All of these sub badges that are the Oreos are new. They weren't here last stream. But when it comes to Unreal Engine, every single project that I do in Unreal Engine teaches me something new about Unreal Engine and how it functions. And that to me is extremely important because I want to be good at Unreal Engine. It's an extremely capable program that I plan to use a lot in my career. Congrats on the caravan. No, maybe I will be like Ori and make it unreal. You're setting yourself up for quite the wild ride. I'll give you that. If there's anything Unreal is not nearly as good at, I don't know if it's actually, it might be not as good at. Standing desk for Christmas, let's go! That's huge. I love that. I never use the standing function on my desk. I probably should, chat.
How much time am I allowed to block out for not being here during SUPERthon?
What, block out as in like joining for SUPERthon or leaving for SUPERthon?
Stand
what do you
now,
mean?
Ori.
Okay. I'll see you guys in just a second. One of the problems now is that when I stand, definitely my earbuds don't like to help. What? My earbuds aren't very long. That's what I was trying to say. Also, my shoes untied. Should I wear my old headphones for SUPERthon? I feel like, is that nostalgia coded that I wear my old headphones? Is that important? I don't think that's very important that I do that. I'm gonna be honest, and it would just be kind of a nightmare. But you're allowed to not be present for SUPERthon. You have to be there for the whole thing. Oh god, not story.
Your earbuds are used to your normal height. Oh yes, the headphones would be nostalgic.
Yep, I just pulled out my earbuds. You guys can still hear the music, but I can't. Maybe I'll just wear them over my earbuds. They won't actually do anything, but I'll just wear my headphones over my earbuds and we can pretend. Wear old headphones for Nostalgia Day. That'd be kind of funny. Even the parts where I'm not needed, like Severance. What if you're playing Severance, Ty? Then what? There's not music? I just turned it back on. Hopefully there... Yeah, there should still be music now. Yeah,
Beating HK/Skung bosses while standing is a crazy kind of feeling. It's great. Feels so powerful.
I believe it, honestly. I absolutely believe that. Throughout the Tory poster, I do have a Tory poster. I also have a Pious Redemption poster. Funny enough, I actually also have an Oribot poster. You guys just can't see it. I don't own the game, would be my response. Well, then go get it. Go get the game, you silly goober. The PR one I knew? That's fair. What do you mean playing Severance? Severance is a show? Severance is also a game that people have been telling me that I need to play. Like Sherbs and Nats just came into chat and were like, hey, you're playing Severance for SUPERthon. And I was like, okay. May or may not be concocting a silly idea. What is your silly idea? I need to update the Pious Redemption poster. Honestly, that would be kind of dope. What would I buy a game that I would never be able to play? Why would you never be able to play it? Ty, you sent a you seem to have sent an ellipses. Did something happen? Because the moment that you thought of it, Ty, I felt like I was going to become incapable of doing it, so I was just utilizing the time while I had it. That's why. Can only happen after SUPERthon because I need prep, but stay tuned. I'm very intrigued. I'm wildly intrigued. Fast Mobile 1 player's the Ghost. Yep. That's a new game that people have been screaming at me to play. So apparently that's going to be something that we're going to be doing is playing Severance. I have it on our list of shit to do for SUPERthon. Was jesting. You weren't supposed to buy it. Now I have to add it to the list. Ha ha. Get hacked. Get hacked. I still have a get a nice snack that I have not done yet. From Chief. So I need to do that at some point. Have a good one, Lone. I appreciate you. I have a silly idea, but I don't want to steal time from the SUPERthon, and I likely wouldn't get it done by the end of that week. Interesting. May I inquire? Go get your snack, or okay. Ty, what did you expect to happen? What did you expect to happen? I can mean to talk to you about it, Ori. I DM'd you a copy / paste of the chat message. I am not fast over my DMs, chat. My DMs, like... Okay, the music's still going. My DMs, I check them, and I think it was before Christmas. And then, like, it was, like, the next day that they were, like, completely, like, I have to scroll to see all my DMs before I can see my servers again. So it might take me a second to get to some of my DMs, but I'll get there. I'll get there. Okay, can I cancel Balance Track this week? What is that? You made burgers! Oh my goodness. Share, please. I love burger. Weekly DMs? Weekly. Oh. I have Reese's Peanut Butter Cup for my snack. I used to not like these. I used to really not be a big fan of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, but over time, I don't know, something just changed in me. And now I like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And I'm almost 51 fletching, chat. I've been playing OSRS this entire time. I don't think I do know what the list is, and it sounds very ominous. You can't get them there? No, that's terrible. Sage, if you win the award, I'll send a Reese's with your certificate. If you choose to get one physically. How about that? Is that illegal? Am I gonna commit a felony? I do not hate chat. I don't prefer OSRS. I'm here talking, aren't I? Do you guys want to join me? You want to watch me play OSRS? I bet you guys will love it. You'll never guess what the ticking is. What is TBT? What am I getting distracted from? Is there something that we're supposed to talk about that I haven't talked about yet? You want Reese's? Everyone come here. I'll share my Reese's. Why am I standing? What that? May I also have candy with my certificate if I win? I will. That's a good mentality to have, Sky. Yeah, sure. I don't care. You guys will have to remind me. If you guys win, and I prompt you on whether or not you want a physical, and you say, yes, I want a physical, and you say, may I have candy with it? I will get candy and put it in with it. Don't tempt me. As you can see, the list is unbalanced. I have to do more stuff again to make up for the buying me the game. Ah. Haha. It would take me a few days to get there. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. Oh, we'll wait. Don't worry. I'm actually going to be streaming for 168 hours starting at 5 p.m. tomorrow, so I have time. Why am I standing? I told you to. Why'd you tell me to? Hey, Dino, you think we can talk Oreo into streaming TBT? What is TBT? Got a promotion for Oreo flavored Reese's? Oh, okay, well, that's just fate. That's just fate, chat. Like, that's okay. No, they're listening in on our conversation. Motivation to win? Motivation to win? What? Huh? What? Huh? What? I'd be very advanced notice for that. What? Huh? What? What is going on, chat? You guys gotta fill me in. What the hell? Because you said you haven't in a while? I mean, that's fair. I mean, I haven't used my standing desk. I have stood in recency. I just haven't used the standing function of my desk in recency. Chat, I don't sit for like over 24 hours. I hope that's obvious. Is that not obvious? Because if that's not obvious, I feel like that's kind of a blow to my personal ego. The Boundless Track, or a cool AG1 campaign run by Dino. Oh, shit! Oh, fuck yeah, let's do it! Lamau should have told me that. I started giggling and now my throat pains me. Oh no, I know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's hard to tell whether Ori is standing with how short. What does that even mean? I can point the camera any which way. How do I look short? Fuck. I would bet that most people in chat wouldn't understand the context. The chat place idea I had earlier was running something in the Eden setting. That's perfect. I love that. Chat, I'm 51 fletching now. I need to get to 60. And I'll have you know that 51 is not even halfway to 60. So we're doing mediocre. Thunder said I just wanted to promote Blood Flow because you need to get used to it for SUPERthon. Oh, okay. Understood. Eyes. I would love that, actually. Oh, I love how Ty said, oh, this would be a terrible idea. And everyone's like, that's a great idea. I want to play a mutated character. Oh, no, Ty, everyone likes your ideas. What the hell are you going to do about it? Cry, I guess. I'm going to grab some water, chat. I have a nice water pitcher now that I've had it for a long time and I keep forgetting to use it. But I'm going to go use it and get some actual water. Fun, I mean to be streaming and play TBT. Oh, let's play TBT. Piper? What? Chat, I cleaned my house yesterday. I just poured myself a glass of water. What are you guys doing to me? I'm gonna become a normal fucking human being if you guys keep pulling this shit. What the hell? Tick, 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 tick. What's an orange stream without scuff? Chat, okay, we have probably more to talk about, but I think the bulk of what we needed to talk about for SUPERthon has been kind of talked about. So I will give you guys a little bit to pick around little things. Okay, let me do my best to explain what I'm trying to say here, because this is going to be very easily misconstrued. I'm not saying let's play a game for the rest of the day, and I'm not saying let's spin the chaos wheel. The point of today is still SUPERthon, and we still need to design the certificates, but if you guys want to do a little thing, if you guys want to see something, you guys have talked about checking out projects and things like that. If you have an idea for a tiny little thing that we could do while chatting and while talking, we can. Just let me know. This is not talking about like opening an entire game or starting anything or anything like that. But if there's something you guys want to talk about, or if you guys have something you guys want to see, now's a good time. Show us oracles, please. I was wondering how fast that was going to happen. That was a lot faster than I expected. If I show you guys this, you guys have to know that this is not me saying that it's like in the pipeline or anything like that. Like, I'm not close to an MVP or anything like that. I'm down to show you guys what I've been working on, but consider it experiments. Not like a genuine project. But if you guys want that, I will. Because I am kind of excited. I want to show you guys, but I don't want to bring anybody's hopes up. Go through the last 3 weeks of art chat images. I feel like we should save that for SUPERthon, though. Like, I feel like that's a really good SUPERthon thing. I feel like that's something we should do for SUPERthon. I feel like that's something we should save for that, personally. I would really love to do that. Looking at the creation process. Ooh. Nightmares. Nightmares all around. Superthong? Everyone keeps saying superthong. Chat, it's not a superthong. I know how bad chat wants a superthong, but it's not a superthong. Oracles for the win. All right, 3 weeks, enough to catch the birthday art I made for oh. It wouldn't be my problem. You would be the one running it. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm down. What was I gonna say? Okay. No, I feel like there's not much to show. Okay, no, hold on. I'm like reeling back on myself now. I just opened the Oracles project and I'm like, man, there's not very much to show. Most of my stuff is in my planning doc, but my planning doc has way too much information to show publicly. Super Skong or plays 1 week straight of Silk Song, get good or die. I can't play Skong during Superthon because they won't save any VODs. Like, not a single VOD will be saved during Superthon. So if we do something like super awesome and cool, it's not gonna be saved at all. So I can't do Pious Return and I can't do Skong because both of those are too important, in my opinion. I think Ori would die. Yes, I probably would. If Ori popped through 3 weeks of art chat, shed, find my birthday art for you. I love that. I also said shed instead of sheen. At best I can co-GM, but oh, Ty said he's gonna co-GM. Let's go. Oh, perfect. Chat, I'm gonna show you what I've got going on for Oracles, but I'm gonna potentially regret it. I don't know. Or you could call him just the Skong part. Kinda yes and no. There's a few reasons why I can't do that, and I'll show you guys what I'm working on while trying to talk about these things. First of all, the only things that I have for Oracles right now, and again, most of the bulk of the content of what I've been doing is in a planning doc that I can't show on stream right now. But this is a server, and there is a heartbeat actually instilled into this game right now.
So I'm being scammed out of 2 weeks of Silk Song by SUPERthon? Riot.
I'm sorry, Trank. You are. You in fact are. And it's all SUPERthon's fault. Can you believe this? Here, I want to co-GM a session at TBT. Why am I typing this? Please don't listen to me. /Jen. I don't know how to help you, Dino. I would love to if you want to. But that's up to you, sweet girl. Main stuff is still done by Ori now. I would just be there because it's my setting. I mean, it is your setting, in fact. As you guys can hear, the heartbeat is, you guys, I presume, can hear the ticking. This is actual ticking now. This is the heartbeat. It won't sound like this in game more than likely, but this is for me for debugging. I know when the heartbeat is. I'd already be a player. No, I don't mind. I don't mind GMing. I was gonna say, I feel like I don't get to GM that often. I forgot that I GM Pi's Return, but ignore that for now. This is the heartbeat. There is an inventory, and there is, in fact, specific item data that goes with the inventory. There are storage containers that you can access, and that different players can access as well. I know that a handful of people, whoops, I closed it. I know a handful of people will be happy to hear that this will not be purely tabs combat. What am I doing? I need to explain what the hell I'm talking about. This is Oracles. This is kind of a small project that I've been working on for a little while. This is based on a ton of history within the community. This used to be a Minecraft server, essentially, and I was saying that I would like to turn it into an actual full Unreal project. I'm just showcasing a little bit of it. I'm not going to stay on this for very long. But anyways, I'm going to be in your DMs to check your liberty, but preferably within 36 hours now. Understood. And MMORPG is never a small project. It's a project. Don't even worry about it. There's server capabilities. Everything is server compatible so far, and it all runs on a dedicated server currently like it's supposed to. There's an inventory system and a hotbar, which the hotbar, this is not what the hotbar is going to look like at the end of the day, but it's what we've got right now. And when it comes to the heartbeat, if you look at this, this is going to be kind of hard to tell. I know that the animation's kind of broken, but that's because I'm not really working on animations right now, and I'm not worrying about a lot of visual stuff. Oh, hi, what's up? Welcome to YouTube. How's it going? If I start sprinting, it's going to be really hard to tell, but if I start sprinting, that waited for a heartbeat. So my sprint did not actually kick in until the heartbeat happened. My sprint also doesn't stop until the heartbeat happens. So everything happens on the heartbeat right now. And if I were to throw a punch, boom, 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 you guys can see it's every 3 ticks on the heartbeat. Now, there's actually kind of a weird balance patch that's been made by accident. As you guys can tell, I'm only punching the heartbeat. That is a 2-tick attack. That is, in fact, a 2-tick attack that I'm using, and I can use it in any direction. I can do it in the air even, but I can only fire on every 3 ticks. The reason for that is because there's a 1-tick cooldown in between interactions, which kind of balances out the 1-tick attacks. That was a huge conversation from a long time ago that doesn't matter. But TLDR, there's a 1-tick cooldown for basically every action. Which means that even though this is a 2-tick attack, it takes 3 ticks in between attacks to actually do the combat. That's got a hell of a wind up to it. It really does. It really does. Boom. Boom. Anyways. The beat system that a lot of Souls-like use. Yeah, no, and there's a lot of mixture of different formats and things like that that's gonna go into this, but the beat is a very, very big portion of this system, essentially, that's going to be important to the game. Clones are a good idea. We forgot that Oracles is not a TTRPG. We can add regular game mechanics. It was kind of by accident, but I just ended up keeping it. I typed a number in wrong, and I was like, no, wait, no, that can stay. The run animation is not in beats, so my movement is completely disregardant of the heartbeat because I feel like it would just be really annoying. Sprinting is on the heartbeat, but walking is not. You can walk on and off the heartbeat, and you can jump off the heartbeat. Anyways, that's all I have to show you for right now. And of course, it's cell shaded. It's cell shaded again. I have a lot more work to do, and I have a lot of progress to make on that. Oh, congrats on the 330. That's crazy. You guys are getting hella type power. Heartbeat, my beloved. Indeed. Indeed, heartbeat, my beloved. Well, you can make the rhythm of the animations on the beat. That is the plan. That's the goal. That is, in fact, the intention of it. The whole idea is that the heartbeat of an eye should kind of, like, synchronize everything in the game. You know what I mean? Even though it's an MMO, everyone will be forcefully synchronized to the beat of the game. That's the idea behind it. It's not designed as a rhythm game, but it kind of plays like one, if that makes sense. It's designed like an MMORPG, like many others that you've probably seen before, and it's not going to be tabs combat with a contingency with a little lever point. But it's going to be an MMORPG that plays like an MMORPG with levels and skills and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, there's a ton of unique features that are very specific to Oracles, but don't have to get into that right now. But it has the rhythm of a rhythm game. So it's real-time turn-based combat. Kinda, yeah, in a way. Turn-based was actually the initial inspiration for Oracles, or not inspiration for Oracles, but the inspiration for the heartbeat. And it was like 50-50 broken on we want a turn-based versus we don't want a turn-based, and the heartbeat was kind of the middle ground for that. So there's precision combat. You have to aim at people and you have to punch them on time, but all of your attacks take a number of ticks, and they only trigger and complete and make contact on ticks of the heartbeat. Everything is countable. If I see you wind up a punch, I can know in my head from game experience that that's a 2-tick attack. So I have 2 ticks or 1 entire second to get away if I want to not get punched in the dome piece. So you say that you don't got rhythm. Oracles. God damn it, not the Oracles. Heart of the World that plays a heartbeat to the game rhythm. Yep, exactly. Or equals. Okay, 1 tick is 0.5 seconds. Correct. It is currently half second is 1 tick. That felt like a really easy conversion when it comes to stuff like that. I will say that there is precision combat back in the game now, and the one exception is magic. So the nature of the game is at 4-4 beats. It's... I have to make sure I'm correct about that. Yes. It is precision combat, but there's 3 combat styles, much as you probably know. Magic World Heart win. 120 BPM, correct. That I was gonna say that and I was like, am I wrong? I don't want to sound stupid. There's 3 combat styles, much how there was in the Oracle's Minecraft server, same thing. There's Tank, there's Wayfinder, and there's Arcade, which is the exact same as there was before, for all intents and purposes. However, the way that it works is that melee combat is, wow, melee. So you have to be in front of your target in order for it to hit. Wayfinders, or range combat, or what is called projectile damage, is precision. So you have to aim, and your projectiles have an arc, and you have to be good at hitting things in order to hit things. Magic is innately tabs. So magic, if you are using spells that do not have an AoE effect or a self-target or something like that, are innately tabs combat. You just pick a person and the spell fires at them. It's all auto-homing. That is the nature of magic in oracles. That was the best compromise I could come up with, and to me, it very much fits the magic playstyle the way that I'm personally developing it right now. Power is a potential. There's a lot of names that could change around. What the fuck do you mean by twin? It's just a continuous beat. There's no... 4-4 makes sense, I think, as a game concept. Like, does the game play as if there's like a 1-2-3-4, 1-2-3-4? Which I don't really know the answer to, frankly. I think that in my head, I often do that, but I don't know if the game's actually gonna read that signature very well by the end of the day. The amount of beats will increase if I remember correctly. No, that can't happen. So the heartbeat of night is a world thing, right? The heartbeat is not on your local system. It is in the server. So we can't change that for anybody. Otherwise, it changes it for everybody. The only thing I want to be able to do is to stare down a nuke and smile knowing that it would leave me unscathed. Boy, oh boy, do I have some shit for you. Like at higher levels, you can hear the ants. We talked about that, and I don't think it's gonna make sense. I think that everything's just gonna sit on the standard ticks. The game kind of breaks down after a while when that happens. We learned the hard way. Not necessarily the hard way, but... Noted. Good pun. Okay. When it comes to SUPERthon, I do want to talk a little bit about SUPERthon, because I do want to design the certificates and stuff. I'm gonna switch to mobile now. See you on mobile. If the heartbeat was client-side, I guarantee you that'd be abused. Oh, 100%. Absolutely it would be. There's already a duping glitch in the game chat. Because I'm just so good at game design. At least you learned it now. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I would love to show you guys all of the billions of things I would love to talk about when it comes to oracles, but... Save it for a dev stream. Save it for a dev stream. I also can't open the page that it's on, so... Come see, come saw. We do need to design certificates, yes, because there's going to be winners for the community awards, which you guys have filled out. So we need to design those, what the certificate's going to look like for each person. Maybe figure out what the tiny little icons are. I don't want to come up with the exact... Prory grammar, god damn it. I don't want to design like the exact thing for each one, but I kind of want to create a little layout so that we could say that the community helped design it and that it was a part of a project, and I'll do the finest little details and of course the signing of each one when the time comes. I'm gonna head out now. I'm feeling sick, but I need some rest. Absolutely, get some rest. Take care of yourself, Donut. I might not be able to make it to stream tomorrow. Depends on how sick I am. See you later. Well, we're gonna be streaming for a week starting tomorrow, so I'll see you when you get there, Donut. Thank you so much for being here, and absolutely, please make sure to go take care of yourself. Thank you for being here. I've designed a certificate, but if I explain it, it could dox me. Pretty real, honestly. I think what we're gonna do, I have kind of an idea for this. Let me go like... Chat, is letter 11 by 8.5 or is it 11.5 by 8? I get this confused all of the time. I never remember. What are the little clone chibis and you have 2 on each certificate based on your archetypes? I don't think I would know people's archetypes well enough to be able to say that. And also, it would suck if those got outdated. Do we want to go through and choose the nominees for the later part of stream? That way we end stream. You can post them during the voting forum. I'm going to be counting it after stream. They're all going to be counted after stream. So I already know what's up, and we'll talk about the voting process tomorrow. 11 by 8.5. That's what I thought. That looks super wrong. Eight and a half by 11? Is that what we said? This looks so wrong. I'll have a piece of paper as an example, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, chat, but this looks super wrong. TBH. Anyways. Utopia TSD. Oh, don't worry. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to sign a lot less than on Utopia Day. I think I'll be fine. Okay. What I'd like to do, honestly, is because I am obviously a very big fan of monochrome. I think it'd be really cool to have a Mirror Myth style monochrome certificate, because what screams Mirror Myth other than being stupid and quirky and monochrome? So what I think maybe would be fun is having something like this, and we'll do no fill and just a stroke. We'll have a cute little white border. I have business cards that actually are kind of remind me of this. I think something like that, realistically. Gosh, it's gonna be like official certificates. What is this? What are you? Well, yeah, I hope so. Currently thinks that it might be a mastermind, not a genius. I don't feel very confident at that, but it's 11 by 8.5. I checked. I looked it up as well. I just feel surprised. It just feels wrong. Change your personality. Good, you are at it. I would have to agree. Interesting. Why is our silliness so official? It's like why? Should I deficial it? I don't know how to deficial this. I need to look up a picture of a fucking certificate. I haven't seen a certificate in God knows how long. Okay, hold on a second. Google be my guide. Certificate. This is a weird thing to have to look up, I feel like. Give me an image of a certificate. Yeah, certificate of... certificate of participation is the first thing that comes up. I think what we just do is we're going to have a... I'm going to open up the Mirror Myth logo real quick. Do I have the Mirror Myth logo with the text? I want to say I do. Yeah, there we go. God, that's ugly. I'll probably put a color overlay on this so that it is technically perfect-er. When you put a color overlay over it, it removes a lot of the anti-aliasing, and it removes any, not perfectly necessarily, but it makes it perfect white, and it removes some of the blur around the edges, in my experience. I don't know if that's true, but that's how I deal with that. Let's do a not disgusting font. We don't do something like that, do we, chat? I don't think this is the type of font that we do, right? Do we? Oh, yeah, make it quirky and asymmetrical. Duh, that's so gross. I love it. Chat, we're so quirky and asymmetrical. Let me do this before I commit one die. Comic Sans. I will never do Comic Sans anything, chat. I hate Comic Sans so much. To get rid of blur? Yeah, when you have like a little bit of a blur around the edges, yeah. Please, no Comic Sans. I will never do Comic Sans. I do not hate Toby Fox. Absolutely not. I do not. I love Toby Fox. However, I will not work with the Comic Sans font. Ever. Thank you, though. Oh, me writing all my personal docs in Comic Sans. Dino, you hurt my soul. Oh, you do a color overlay in Photoshop. I don't know. It's how I deal with it. Hey, how are you doing? What's up? What's up? How's it going? Welcome in. How are you doing? Is this I don't know if this font is like the worst thing ever, but I don't know. I feel like I kind of fuck with it. They prefer Papyrus. I do realistically prefer Papyrus. Let's go main-ist character as an example. Don't worry, it's not one of the it's not one of the awards. As much as Sky wishes it was. Wait a second. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I just got names mixed up in my head. I'm gonna write this because I just think it's the funniest fucking thing. I did not think about this until just now. I'm gonna change this to a bolder. Yeah, we'll change that to bold.
Serif should look better on paper, even if sans serifs look better on screen, Ori.
Chat, this is the funniest ship name I've ever seen. How did I not realize this? That is crazy. That's so good. Serif looks better on paper, even if sans serif looks better on screen, Ori. I could believe that. I could see that being the case. I feel like anyone would win this, except maybe Sky, because it feels wrong. This is the funniest ship name. That is an amazing ship name. Okay. What do awards say? And then I'll have like a little spot like right here. I'm not gonna put the line right here, but this is where I would sign it personally. And I would like to have another piece of text that's like somewhere at the bottom right here. What is my title? On the certificate that I'm looking at right now, there's like at the bottom, it has the name of like the person and then they're like CEO of whatever. What is my title? I don't want to put something dumb. I swear to God, I'm so good. Chicken Little's now the duo name for any form of competition. I love that. What's up, Mets? How you doing? Chat, don't fucking tempt me. I will put this. I will put this. And then right here, I would put like a little... I think what we do is we put a little bit of a line right here. We will just do... That actually said Race Walters. Dear God.
Isn't Myramith the company you are CEO of?
Yes, but I don't like saying that. Those are dumb words and I don't like them.
Race Walters, Zeroth clone is my vote.
I hate that. Hatred and pain, chat. Hatred and pain. That looks like a good little divider right there. I think that would be a good little thing to put there. Even if it doesn't perfectly line up with every piece of text, because it probably
Walters, the father of lore.
Why do you... Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Why does chatbot keep saying my name out loud? No, thank you. I'm so good. Okay, we also need a little blurb at the bottom of this, preferably, that says basically what this is. Like, certificate of achievement. CEO with... Wait, what? Replace CEO with dude in the chair? God damn it. We get chatbot to say it 5 times when Ori appears, and please no. Define our achievements, Ori. What is it? What do I write? Because this is not necessarily going to be, it could be the same for everybody, or it may not be the same for everybody, but just kind of a statement that the certificate says, a certificate of achievement for, I don't want to say participation, but like basically involvement. I'm not Master of Paint. What program am I using? This is Photoshop. Chad, is that too much? Because I think this is fucking hilarious, personally. Thank you guys so much for the furrow walks. I'm gonna move this up a little bit because down there is gonna be where the little signature goes. So I feel like this kind of has to go up a little bit. I don't know, Chad. I kind of fuck with this. I'm gonna be real with you, Chad. I kind of fuck with this. I'm gonna change my nom for iconic duo to be Sky is Falling. Honestly, though, it kind of fucks. I'm gonna be honest, it kind of fucks, chat. Sky is Falling is kind of hilarious. Oh, you know what we have to do, though? There's going to be ones that are probably, most iconic conduit is pretty long. Is there not one that's too long? There's gotta be one. Thank you for all the fur walks. There's gotta be one that's gonna be too long for this, and I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with it. Jesus Christ. Tomb Ball! Chat, you're not gonna be able to see me dancing, but... This is the best I got for you, chat. I was just trying to come up with something that's going to be too long, hypothetically, but I can figure it out as they go. I'm fine with that. Thank you for the clip. Best Mirror Myth character seems the longest. That one is too long. So what happens if we go like this and we just shove it up? That one I'll probably have to manually resize or just change the title, at least for the sake of the certificate. But I'm fine with that. I'm gonna do a couple of things, I think. There's a website I use for mock-ups that I think I would like to use for this. To see what it would look like on a piece of paper, hypothetically. But the first thing I would like to do... Well, first I need to save this. So hypothetically, I'd probably be... You go a little bit smaller. I think realistically I'd be using a silver marker, so I'm gonna create like a little bit of a silver thing right here. And pretend like I'm signing this. I'll hopefully try to sign it a little less egregiously when I'm doing it IRL, but, you know, you never know with me. Ooh, I'm gonna have to actually be really careful with this, because this is actually really difficult to get, like, I feel like that could be kind of difficult, but...
What happens for the best NPC award, if for example one of the clones won, would they receive a certificate?
No, okay, so this is only for individual. That's actually a really important distinction. Thank you for asking. This is only for individuals. So everything below the individuals, so duos, trios, and quads, they're not going to be getting one of these. This is only for the individuals, and it's the first, like, I want to say 21 questions. And it'll be more stated better what's going on there. NPCs are individuals. We'll see if we can get one of them an award. You're right, chat. How could I be so silly? There was a request for a double border. Is that better? What if we Omnisoul want to give it to them regardless? Then I guess my hands would be tied. Would imagine be instantly knock knock, you won an award. It's very easy to send canonical characters things. Is it easy? I can actually only think of one singular instance where it's happened. It can't be that easy. It must have to be important for that. If and only if they'd understand the context for the award. I'm not gonna stop you guys.
Make the outer one thinner.
We'll see. Make the outer one thinner? What thickness are you at right now? 9? Let's set you to like 5. I'm gonna set this one. I'm gonna set the inner one to also just a little bit thinner. It feels very in your face right now. Let's do 8. Better? Let me also do, I have a little bit of an idea. me go ahead and add a little yonk. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna rasterize it. See if I can get away with this. I'm just gonna go like this. Doesn't really matter. There's much simpler ways to do that. I don't love that necessarily. I thought I might like the little like the top and bottom slit, but I don't know if I'm the favorite of that. I will deliver the fictional certificates. Wonderful. Trank, you are doing God's work. Kind of literally, actually, now that I think about it. That's a little bit on the nose, but anyways. And the certificates to their wiki entries, making them canon. I kind of love that, actually. So, Sky half mentioned, they are more important. This is different, Ty. This isn't Sky. This isn't the Sky that we know, maybe, probably-ish. Who knows? Doing God's work, why aim so low? Ashton, you made me happy, thank you. I love that quote so much. That might be kind of vain. I don't mean it in vanity. It's so annoying that we can't call ourselves gods. Like, no other term quite works. Eldritch. Eldritch would be the technically correct vernacular, if you would like one. You know something that that kind of was really funny that I came across the other day was somebody asked me like, "Hey, do you think that this NPC character would be upset or would be okay with me doing this thing?" And this is a real person who asked me this, right? And I'm like, thinking about it, the funny thing to think about when that happens is that's kind of like Cthulhu walking up to another Cthulhu and being like, "Do you think the tiny humans would be mad if I did this?" Like, what a wild thing to consider. Anyways, Souls Eldritch, you are an overpower, Ori. What? I'm a what? Sky, can you say something in Ori general real quick? What? Why? Mysterious bullshit. Eldritch Patron? I can work with that. Oops. Warlocks make more sense now, don't they? Okay, no, what I was gonna do, I'm gonna save this right now. Let me go ahead and put this. Where the hell am I gonna put you? Let me put you in Twitch, I guess? No, I'll put you here.
Less Thulhu, more like Azathoth.
No, that's fair. I always say Cthulhu in place of Eldritch because, I don't know, I just find it funny. And it's a good shorthand that everybody knows. You govern the world, but you let us poke in sometimes. It's your call every time, but you tie your hands a lot. You'd be surprised. Anyways. Community award. Certificate. Template. That should be good. Okay. And then I will PNG this bitch real quick and see if I can find. There is a mock-up generator that I use a lot when I want to visualize something. So let's see if we can do that. Cthulhu is kind of not that eldritch compared to a lot of other dudes in the mythos. That makes a lot of sense. That actually makes a lot of sense, honestly. I was always kind of curious about that. Like, I feel like Cthulhu, for all that he is kind of like a comprehensible, which I feel like is kind of against the nature of eldritch beings, TBH. Like, I feel like it's kind of not very eldritch to make sense when people look at you. No, this is not what I want. Framed pictures, something like that. I want like give me like a wall hung. I want mock-ups. Some of these are actually pretty close. Certificate, please. Mock-ups, please. Goodness me. What? Wall hanging? Does that work? Okay, these are not like... Come on. That one's kind of closer. I feel like that one's not quite it. Something like this would be close if it was the correct size. That's pointed the wrong way. There's just kind of a really old squid dude. He's a deep one with way less beyond reality than actual outer gods that takes him to beyond a gate. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense, honestly. I haven't actually personally consumed a lot of the media around that, and I probably should, TBH. If all else fails, I'll just use one of these like canvas painting mock-ups. But I would like to find a framed one that's in the correct orientation if we can. But if we can't, then we'll just use one of those other ones. That's pretty close. I think we can use that. It's fucking huge in comparison, but so be it. It might not be the exact correct size, but we will make it work. Also, it's weird that it's a video. I don't really need it to be a video, but so be it. Yeah, it's gonna crop the living shit out of it. Oh, you know what? I can actually just not crop it, and it'll be a little bit awkward, but we'll know. We'll know. Yeah, we can do that. No. We'll do this. There we go. And we'll change the frame color and canvas color to black. And it should match pretty ideally. Large god from Do Not Go Outside. That's actually kind of hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen that, but that sounds really interesting. Come on, you can do it. I've never seen a video in this program before. I've never used this program for videos, so I have no idea. Can I send you what I've spent around 24 hours, IRL hours of actively doing on? Yeah, go for it. Usually when a conduit sees us using the gateway, they forget all about it, so interesting. Look in Twitch channel, I pinged you for something. How urgent is it? I guess I have time. Jesus. Chad, I kind of fuck with that. I'm gonna be real with you. I kind of fuck with that. That's pretty dope. God damn it, Ty. Honestly, I think that's kind of dope. I'm pretty happy with this. Personally. Rain's Triad. Think they're making something giveaway was they cross streams, Rain's Triad, or somehow stuff like Orion. I have no idea what you guys are even talking about. You guys come up with nomenclature that I have never heard of, and suddenly you guys begin to outsmart me when it comes to how things work, and it scares me. Cognito acid that deletes itself. I mean new. I felt like that was pretty self-explanatory, Ty. I like this chat. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think, but I like this. I think I'm a big fan of this. I was talking about how we were talking about how we're eldritch beings. I got that far, but I don't understand the rest of the context behind it. Rain, look. Nah, I'm not gonna worry about this right now. I don't mind your silly little... Rain, check this out! This is cute. I like this chat. I like this a lot, personally. You guys do have a platonic ship now. Ship name now. Because I thought it was really funny and really cool. And now you're written on the template certificate. Good job. Uncomprehensible to the mirror myth because everything they see us is using the gateway. They forget about the interaction. There's probably a lot to think about when it comes to that. I presume you guys are talking about a doorway. Rain, you got shipped platonically. Haha, 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 haha. Oh, Rain's Triad is the Spider-Man meme. Oh, I get it now. That's so funny, chat. God damn it. That's hilarious. Okay, so we have a certificate ready. We have that ready. And then, of course, we have that and the puzzle coin. So these certificates will actually get printed and shipped out to the people who want them and digitally sent to the people who want them digital, and all that good stuff. So this is, again, make sure you fill out the form. There will be another form to fill out later. Once we get all of our nominees. So actually, hold on. We have Photoshop, chat. We have technology. I don't think I really need to do this, and I can't do it while standing either. Can I do it while standing? Hold on. Can I do this while standing? We're gonna learn something today, chat. It's either gonna go well, it's gonna go terribly awful, but what's new? Okay, I can, it's just kind of an endeavor. Okay. So, if we were to... Sheesh. So, what we have now is the nominations. Or the noms. So, you guys are just putting in a name. So, you can put Sky, or Rain, or Ty, or Sky, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be like, if this, let's say Sky got, this is a bad example. I need an actual fourth name. Let's do Eco and Shrank, right? So let's say Sky got 2 votes, Rain got 2 votes, 4 people said Ty, 3 people said Eco, and 5 people said Shrank. Then what will happen is that when the actual voting comes around, this will get turned into Ty, Eco, or Shrank. And you guys will only be able to select one option. And this is how we're going to narrow down the final winner of each category. So basically what we're doing right now is we're trying to figure out how many times each person's name will be submitted. And then once we have a list of the top submissions, sometimes there will be more than 3 people, especially when there's ties and stuff like that. Not that tie, the other tie. You guys get it. When there's ties and stuff like that, then we're going to possibly have more than 3 names or whatever. The point is that our goal is to narrow down the most common submissions that people come up with. And then we're going to take that and we're going to set it to a vote so that we can select the final winners, if that makes sense. So that's our goal right now. So what you guys are doing is setting up the initial submissions for the nominees. So first we get to select our nominees. That's what you guys are doing right now is for. That's the form that I told you guys to submit. That's the important part for right now. Oh, Sky, you just totally fucked yourself.
Oridont, I need you to read up in chat.
Unfortunately, I did see that, Ty. Unfortunately, it is a personal rule of mine that I do give everybody their own chance at plausible deniability, so I'm not going to personally read it out. However, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to laugh very, very hard. Don't worry, you guys are fine. Everybody's allowed their plausible deniability, even though it doesn't make any goddamn sense. One day you guys will see. Sky's lelloing. Sky would never lello. Sky's never lelloed before. Sky cannot lello. How much reverse eldritch work? How would reverse eldritch work? Like something our conduits could see and interact with perfectly fine, but us as people in reality are unable to. There's a lot of things that work like that. But I think that's kind of the nature of abstraction, right? That's kind of just how abstracts work. So one of the things that I've kind of touched on, but never truly talked about all that much, was the way that this is kind of a working theory, so take it with a grain of salt, but one thing that I've considered before is that the abstracts, so as what you guys used to know as demi-dimensions, right? So like the sandbox, the Wayward's a bad example, the basement, right? Those are abstracts, right? Stepping away from that for just a second so I can explain this. You have the reality realm and you have the narrative realm, which is probably relatively obvious. At the very top of the narrative realm is the mirror myth, and then below that is the aether, and then below that is the commons, right? Below that is the abstracts. But above all of that is reality, which is us. So we're above this narrative realm, right? That's our abstracts. So we have our abstracts start where the narrative realm starts, and the abstracts to them is their narrative realm. So it's another depth of narrative. What's above that? I don't know. It's not my problem. What's below that? I don't know. It's not my problem. The point is that that's one way to consider it. That's one way to consider the sandbox. It's an infinite plane of creativity. Not plane, but you get my point, right? It's an abstract form of creativity. It is their narrative. There's 100 anti-Sky MC followers, I am one of them. If there are 10 anti-Sky MC followers, I am one of them. If there's one anti-Sky MC follower, it's me. If there are 0 anti-Sky MC followers, I am dead. That's crazy. That was surprisingly deep for what it is. But that's kind of one of the concepts, and I think that as you get deeper into abstraction, it becomes less comprehensible. So something that is on the more abstract side of the narrative is incomprehensible to us, but
it's
hypothetically,
basically the SCP infosphere stuff.
I've never heard of that, but I believe you. Basically, the more abstract it is, it becomes closer to our characters than it does to us, meaning that they understand it better than we do, hypothetically. But the question then comes to be, do they perceive if we do not? And you can get into that all day if you'd like, but an Oridon stream would never turn into a giant philosophical debate. I don't know what you're talking about. That is a DM decision due to the lore influence. Order has talked about it before. I'm talking about when something physically cannot be described to you as a person in reality, but your characters are fine. The other possibility behind that is, I mean, this is kind of like a meta expression, I guess, and usually that's some form of a design. So there's a weird, this is extremely like non-official, right? Like, this is just me spitballing and just kind of showing you guys what's inside my brain. This is not me giving you like official content or anything like that. I'm not giving you official nomenclature. But usually when it comes to my thought process about things is that I will break a narrative up into a storyteller and a consumer, right? So you have the person that hypothetically writes the story, or the people that write the story, and then you have the people that consume the story. There can be overlap here. But for instance, when a storyteller, this is actually a question that Forager brought up some time ago. When a storyteller writes a character, they are not a conduit because they came from the storyteller. The world builder building a character does not create a conduit generally, unless that storyteller is art, author, audience. Essentially, yes. Unless that storyteller is just so happens to also be a consumer of their own content, then they would hypothetically be able to produce a conduit that way, and so on and so on. So that is to say that when a character cannot see another character, or let me correct myself, when a character can see another character, but the player cannot see the character, then chances are that is the world building in the storyteller's hands. If that is not the case, then I have no fucking idea, and we're getting into some awkward things in abstraction that I don't fully know how to explain, I guess. I do really poorly with abstraction. I don't understand or grok abstraction very well. It's really difficult for me to talk about. I have gained divine powers of mass destruction? Dope, let's go. What's up, 2Ball? There is instances like one of the things that it comes with, right? And there are examples of how this can happen when a non-human generates a story, right? So like one of my favorite examples of this is when it comes to random generation, right? So let me take the world of Minecraft for an example, because we all know what that is. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard that there are more conceivable Minecraft worlds that could exist than there are atoms in the known universe or in the observable universe, right? There's a lot of them. The point is that there's an infinite number of ways, are a non-infinite but basically infinite number of permutations that a Minecraft world can be in, right? So TLDR, even though not all of them have existed, there is a creation of humanity that will surpass humanity's capability of understanding it. That is an example where the story can begin to outpace the creator. That's kind of one of the big things that Mirror Myth begins to hinge on when it comes to the everything is canon story, right? When it comes to everything is canon and the join the narrative aspect of things, one of the big things is that I do call myself the author of my stories when it comes to things like S-X and moving forward from there. So S-X and onwards is me saying I'm writing these stories. The reason why they are named the way that they are and the reason why they are spectated the way that they are is because literally the way that the nomenclature functions is to state that these are the timelines that we are looking at, because these are the stories that I have written. However, as time goes on and people introduce their own concepts, their own literature, and their own ideas into it, I begin to lose grasp of every story. I lose a little bit of control every time that people consume it it, that people change it, that people modify it, that people perceive these stories. And that is the nature of mirror myth. That's the goal, right? Like, that's not a bad thing. That's the intention at the end of the day, right? You guys consume and mold the stories that are written. My goal is to give a foundation and a basis, but my goal is also to record keep, right? Like, my goal is to make sure that it's consistent. My job is consistency. If the story becomes inconsistent, then it loses law and it loses meaning over time. So my job is to make sure that everything makes sense the same way, that there's a set of rules that have to be followed, at least in my story, right? So the stories that I write have to have rules. And like Ashton was talking about, I send olive branches out and I say, hey, take control of this, do whatever you want with it, you know what I mean? However, there's a set of rules.
Vor?
Gosh
Vor
dang it. Why? No, stop. Do not vor in my chat, I swear to God. Mirror myth is truly those who view the art become the artist. That is the intention and the goal. Yes. Do not vor, don't. I swear to God, do not vor in my chat. Gosh dang it, chat. How dare you let it devolve such a way? The issue with abstraction is the way that it doesn't have to work. When you write a story in a timeline already used, there's no difference between that and writing in a dimension that branches at the exact point. So the interesting thing about the way that abstraction works, or the way that the abstracts work in the mirror myth mechanically, right, is that as you produce law and as you produce limitation in an abstract, or in what we used to call a demi-dimension, it will slowly navigate its way up to a plane, aka it will become realized. It will become a real, tangible plane of existence. Now, hypothetically, if you were to use that hypothetical model of our narrative is their abstract, or yeah, our narrative is their abstracts and so on, it means that we could take our creative desires and omissions, and if we produce enough law to them, or we produce enough physicality to them, they become realized. Which is the reason why I say that. That is how it hypothetically functions, right? Like, not that you can just imagine something and it appears into the world, but you use the concept Thanks.
Ball One Bong just shared 100 bits.
I love how the music stopped, like right at that time. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 100 biddies. Jesus Christ. What we have to imagine and conceptualize things narratively, I'm gonna call it narratively for right now. We have to design and conceptualize things in a narrative scope in order to produce them in reality. Now, this is obviously a substantially smaller, tighter version of a demi-dimension turning into a plane of existence, but that's just their means of production, right? Their means of production is much stronger than ours because they have mana, and they have dragons, and they have all the cool stuff that we don't. We are extremely more limited in comparison. But regardless, something has to be abstract before it can become realized. Hypothetically. This is all within this hypothetical scope that we're talking about here. Don't vor in chat. It's just information theory. The idea that words or ideas should be connected, that stories should be read left to right, or that two drawings are of the same character, and all subjective assumptions. There's no true proof, only conventions. You are correct, and that feels a little outside of information theory, or we're looking at two different sides of information theory, but yes, those are all subjective. However, there is meaning in the way that we agree that they are true. It doesn't necessarily matter what the actual intention of a single word is. It more so matters that we come together to agree on that thing and produce a byproduct out of that. It's not the words themselves that matter, it's the causation of us communicating it that matters, in my opinion. I'll discover these blind spots and make things more complex. Oh, okay, I think Ashton started on something. It's hard to validate information of reality that the creator of said reality does not know of. In the case of tables, you are telling a collaborative story. You are all authors collectively. If there's something none of you have thought about, it functionally doesn't exist, but more so exists in the quantum state, not yet measured, and it doesn't mean it can't be thought of and sequentially measured. Ori, as the overpower of utopia that the canon authority, but does choose to hand the reins to us to cover his blind spots and make things more complex and interesting than he could ever do so. If we take this one layer up, we could be in the same idea, but the beings making our reality are not impossible to comprehend because they must collectively be able to all comprehend everything measured in existence across all time. Hypothetically, I mean, that's part of the question. I think that's getting a little bit higher than my pay grade personally. Now, Sky, I swear to God, motherfucker. No Vori don'ts. There is no Vori don't. There's no Voridon. She cannot hurt you. Second to last question. Could a character be reverse Eldritch in this kind of manner? I know that a GM could just choose to not describe something, as you have mentioned before. I just want to know if there could be a lore reason behind it. This is getting into a liminal space. It depends on what you mean by a lore reason behind it. Voridon is not real and she cannot hurt you. No. No, Trank, stop that. My point is that which is unthought of can exist but not be concrete. Yeah, and okay. That's not always 100% true, because I guess I go back to my permutations of Minecraft worlds, right? Just because that a permutation of a Minecraft world has never existed does not mean that it does not exist, or that it has not been calculated, or that it's not possible. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's surely a Minecraft world, a specific permutation of a Minecraft world that no one has ever considered or even come close to fathoming before.
The idea of designing a character with the distinct ability to not be perceived directly by the players is kind of fucking delightful.
That's a wild concept, actually. That's actually a really intriguing concept that goes down one hell of a fucking rabbit hole. Whack. No, I think that there's a lot of interesting concepts in here, and I don't think I, unfortunately, have the answers to a lot of these, because I think a lot of these end on the note of philosophy. I do think it's quite fun. Like, could there be an explainable reason in which this could be the case?
Like, could there be an explainable reason in which this could be the case?
I don't know. Honestly, I'd have to think about that. There might be. I just don't know if I would know it off the top of my head here and now. I could imagine there being a case and a reason for it. I just would have to think of it, I think. I'm sure there is a metric or some kind of instance that would cause that to happen, but it would need to be figured out. I don't know. Yes, the fact it can exist, but the existence has not been formed. It is allowed in the math, and as such, the seed exists, but a computer has not generated it yet. Correct. But hypothetically, I guess the question is, if there's only one way that it can exist, right? Like, if we were to imagine a specific seed, let's say the seed of 11 ones, right? So you have the seed that is 11 ones, and no one's ever fathomed this world before. Obviously, someone's probably typed in that seed before, but we'll pretend. So we have this seed that no one has ever fathomed before, but no matter how many times you type in the seed, it will always be the same seed every time. The world has kind of outpaced the storyteller, in my opinion, because it's always going to be the same if you come across it that way. No matter what, if you type in 11 ones into the seed generator, it is always going to be what it was going to be from start to end. It was never going to be anything else, hypothetically. If it hasn't happened yet, it doesn't exist. It may exist in the future, it may have existed, it may never exist. That is the true meaning of abstraction, accepting the existence of things that don't exist. That makes sense. I think quantum physics beg to differ, but that's like a whole thing unto itself. Even mirror myth mechanics usually don't believe in things that don't exist, but to be fair, abstractions are kind of a little bit distinct from all of that mumbo jumbo. Abstracts are allowed to break rules. That's the reason why they're called abstracts. Aforementioned final question, could a character be in a liminal space where certain aspects are eldritch to the player and different ones to the conduits? I don't know. Probably would be my answer, but I don't know an example of where that would be the case. Became too much nerdy. What happened to sitting down and being short? He looks big now. What? It's very boldly assumes that our consciousness perception defines what actually exists. That is also true. The egocentric view is also a very difficult thing to get around, right? To assume that our perception makes things exist. You know what I mean? That's probably one of the most common ways that we will butt heads. You know what I mean? The egocentric view is nigh impossible for us to escape in one way or another. It will always haunt us because we can only see through our own eyes. I think, therefore, I am some mumbo-jumbo bullshit. You know what I mean? Dino, I summon you to DMs again. I'm terrified. Probably is good enough for me to work with. Wonderful. If this ever comes up later, don't worry about it. Sure. What do you think of the? I don't think a whole lot in general, so. I think, therefore, I am. It's impossible to prove reality exists beyond our perception. Yeah. I mean, that's generically what that was intended for, right? Like, I think, therefore, I am was a statement to say the only thing that I can prove is true is that my perception is real because I can think. Therefore, I am. I exist because I can think about existing. My metacognitions is a proof to myself that I exist and a proof to nobody else. But But that's just because that's the only thing that we can prove to ourselves is true, is our perceivance, does not mean it is the only thing that's true. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a bajillion debates about that from people much smarter than myself. Now stuck on the backstage or like stagehand eldritch concept. Are you really predicting my statements? Uh-oh. Oh, I know you hate this. Come here, Pep. Come here, Piper. I know you hate it. I know. Come on, Pep. But Pep said you're getting chat. Come on. Like say an NPC has been said consorting with a noble in your campaign. This noble is backstage character, not relevant in the background beyond the information the player was given, but in world they have enough influence to contribute to things that happen even if they weren't overtly said to have. Like say the king's overthrowing. Okay. It's impossible to prove what you perceive exists, and impossible to prove that things you don't perceive do exist. It becomes worthless to discuss anything if you go that deep into insisting other things don't exist. I guess that's the nature of abstraction, right? But the fact that we can consider it, I think, is what kind of makes abstraction useful, right? The fact that we can describe what we feel and what we think in nature can come to some form of meaningful consensus that ends in productivity, in my opinion. And that's the idea, right? Like that's like kind of like the format, the base foundation of mirror myth, right? Mirror myth falls down and fails if you cannot be productive from things that do not exist. You know what I mean? Your mentality, the ideas that you believe, the stories that you write, if they do not have any method of turning into or converting into productivity, mirror myth falls flat as a concept. This is actually a really funny story. This concept of making things that are real out of things that are not real, or otherwise turning ideas into true manifestations, is the reason for my first tattoo. It was the basis for my first tattoo. I don't know if this is going to show very well. It's not going to show super well, chat. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this tattoo. I've worn a lot of low cuts and I've been shirtless on stream before. But the TLDR is that this tattoo is a dragon that's fluttering off into crows or ravens or what have you, some form of corvid. The wing is fluttering off and the wing is not real. It's just a series of crows or corvids that are just flying off. The idea is taking a bunch of little things to make one big thing. And those little things aren't that big thing, right? A flock of corvids is not, or a murder of corvids is not a dragon. But it looks like one when you put them together that way. And there's a sense of realization that happens when you see it that way. At the end of the day, it is not that, but it acts as that, and it alludes as that. And suddenly, as it interacts with the world looking like that, if you were able to convince every single person in existence that it was a dragon, then it would begin to impact the world as if it was a dragon, even though it is not one. So the idea, I guess, that's been in my head, I got this tattoo when I was 18. The idea that's in my head is that as you generate these ideas and these concepts and the way that you communicate them to people, the more believed and the more understood and the more consistent that the story is, the more it impacts the world as if it was real. I would rather never quit ever. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, then it's probably not a duck. Lamau? I have an example that I could work with. Could Tybot exist in this sort of a liminal state, considering the factors? I don't think I understand the liminal state well enough to commentate on that, Ty. I don't think I understand the premise well enough to say yes or no to that. Squint. Like I said, I can't perceptualize abstractions very well when it comes to abstract concepts and stuff like that. If you perceive it as a duck, it may as well be a duck. And that's kind of the concept behind it, right? And maybe this is only in the vacuum of human perception, but that's okay, because at the end of the day, that's all we can measure anyways. We can't measure anything outside of human perception because it's the only thing that we have to perceive with. At the end of the day, it's always going to end on the filter of human perception. I fear that if you could truly understand yourself in its entirety, then the illusion of consciousness would fade and you would realize you don't exist in reality. Maybe. But if that's true, then everything that we do up to this point doesn't matter. So why not act like it does matter in case we're wrong? At the end of the day, when it comes to something like that, the whole what if nothing matters concept, right, is if nothing matters, then nothing that we did in the first place mattered ever. There is no point. However, in the case that things do matter, and there is a purpose to what we do, then we have the option to ignore it and pretend like nothing matters, or to act like things do matter. And only in the case where you act like things matter, do you solve the potential world where things mattered. In all other instances, it's just failure, right? So you have to act like things matter, and you have to care, and you have to attempt to produce productivity for the only plausible state where it did matter. Hey, what's up, Big Creek? Also, the perception is reality comment here, I think highlights the difference between real and relevant. We define what exists for the scope of the story. Even if the world is large, we'd not know until it's already in that comprehension. There's a concept called Sonder that I'm sure a lot of you know that kind of fits within.
If nothing matters, everything matters equally. So do cool shit and be a good person and make the world around you a bit better than it was.
Real. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the term Sonder before, but for anyone who doesn't know, Sonder is basically the understanding that the people around you, any person that you walk by on the street, your roommates, your parents, and every stranger you pass by, has lived an equally complex life as you. It's recognizing the unfathomable complexity of existence, specifically in humanity. At least as far as I understand it. I might be butchering this definition. But the idea is that just recognizing that people live lives like you do. And recognizing that, you know, they have childhoods, and they have traumas, and they have feelings. Not just on a superficial level, but understanding that they have all of your life experience, they have that. But different. And it's not your life experience, it's their own. But they have that much tied to them. I'm wearing my Oridon hoodie, and Oridon is not wearing his. Have I become the Oridon? Oh, the Volt is the Oridon. Everybody run. I can go put on my new hoodie. I did get the new Doppelganger hoodie, and I got the Mirror Myth shirt. I'm so excited. I love it. Thank you for the spray. Assuming that Eldritch means some unrecognizable factor to a certain group of people, could a character exist in a state where different factors of their existence be Eldritch to players and others to different characters / conduits, aka a liminal space of being? I don't know if I can calculate that in my head enough to be confident. Honestly, I don't think I could. I don't think I grok the sentiment well enough to say yes or no. I feel like yes. My initial knee-jerk reaction is yes, but I don't think I could metabolize this statement well enough to say so. Voltori don't. Are you feeling better? I'm feeling tons better.
We're just fucking designing the Arlathotep.
I don't know what that is, but dope. How we get to nihilism. I think that all value is circular reasoning, but still is reality. I enjoy not dying because things that do tend to remain alive are easier to see in time. That's what I believe purple / reds are, the natural selection that emerges for practicality. Interesting. That's actually really wild. Oh my goodness, tying executives and the compass into this is crazy. That's actually really cool. I have no idea what Shrank said, but Ashton said it was correct, so I believe it. Is being shrouded only possible with items? No. There are talents that do it. There's a very specific subset of talents. I got 10 minutes. Moonji, timer or bank? Bank it. Let's go. Congratulations on your 10 minutes. They're eldritch to other people within the narrative. Interesting. Didn't you want to ask we'll take something a while ago that planned for the super thing? Yes, the SUPERthon. The SUPERthon. Thank you, chat, for the SUPERthon, obviously. No spells? You could have a spell that crafts an item that does that. So spells can do it. I mean, it's doing it in a very roundabout way that includes items at some point, but the spell can do it. I'm between two clips for craziest clipped. I'm interesting. Certain aspects incomprehensible to eldritch beings beyond understanding. Certain aspects incomprehensible to mortals. And being existing in both places and in between and in an impossible liminal state is just fucking Nyarlathotep? Nyarlathotep?
I am
that
on a
sounds fucking
seafood
familiar
diet.
now that I say it.
I see food and I eat it. Unknown.
Disenchant can do that if you win the contest. That is fair, actually, yeah. But then again, it depends on the definition of Eldritch. Unknowable sounds closer. That's fair. I'm gonna go pour more water, and we need to do a mental health break soon, chat. One is an old clip before my time, and one is a new clip. Thoughts? Interesting. I feel like it makes more sense to be like, to have the clip that was of your time, because, you know, it's like you were there for it. You know what I mean? But maybe I'm crazy. Chat, you know what we need to talk about? We don't have to talk about it right now. We can continue our talk about Eldritch liminal spaces if we want. But food for thought. In the in-between times, do we want Kukuro, or do we want Chat Plays Minecraft? Just throwing it out there, chat. Just throwing it out there. You don't want the Philosophy Sage? I'm so surprised, actually. I think Shroud Spell would be cool for reasons. Interesting. There's a lot of ways to access a Shroud via spells, at least in roundabout methods. It would be kind of awkward, I think, for it to have Shroud, and I don't know what art would take it. Chat Plays Minecraft. I want to get some Chat Plays MC. Interesting. Okay, that's immediately a lot. Chat Plays MC would be wild. Very surprised at my no wanting to talk philosophy. I don't know, it just seemed up your alley. It seemed like something that you enjoy. It seemed like a complex enough subject to stimulate you, so I just thought you would like it. Illusion probably worry. Illusion, yeah, Illusion would probably make sense. Submitted, let's go! In Chat Plays MC, you can play with one person. You absolutely can, which is actually really perfect, because there's a lot of times in between streams where there's only like one person there. You know what I mean? If they want to go play MC by themselves, they absolutely can, even if they're doing it through Twitch stream. Woo! Greater art? Maybe. Find a different question. Could an abstract be personified into a sentient person? So a walking dimension of a being. That's a big question. Anything is possible at the end of the day, but the answer is always going to be it requires an exceptional amount of power that comes from somewhere, right? Like, creatures of a certain power level are able to do basically whatever they want, you know what I mean? And abstracts can get realized, but the more realized they are, the more limitations they suffer. So it's kind of paradoxical in nature, I guess. I hate this fucking box. I'm going to take this box and beat Ori with it. Oh, okay. I have a take on this with a character, but that's besides the point. Interesting. It might be nice if I was talking to a person one-on-one, but group discussion are not my thing. And I'm more of a physics/chemistry/math person, quantum mechanics. No, that's actually pretty fair. Once I said it out loud, I was kind of like, no, that's fair. Kind of the liminal spaces. The liminal spaces weird me out, right? Abstraction and liminal spaces definitely are not my cup of tea. However, I love discussions, and I love things that I don't understand. Never mind. I forgot I already took care of it in case spells don't have it. Oh, interesting. There's also a blue talent that does it. There's a blue talent that allows you to make divination come back null. There's also a blue talent that says if you do manage to make it come back null, you can have it come back with the wrong answer instead. A wrong answer of your choice. It's called falsify, and it's in the study of impersonation. It's a blue one. Love the abstraction. It's right on my alley, but it's not the group discussions. Interesting. I feel like abstraction is like the antithesis of quantum mechanics. No, that's not true. Because I guess a lot of quantum mechanics, I mean, you have like quantum states, which are hypothetically, I mean, they're literally liminal. I don't know. They feel different in my head. They're not. But what happened said abstract being were to walk into a timeline. I don't think anything in specific. I mean, this thing is emanating power, I would assume, so probably a whole slew of things, but I don't think anything is contingent on them walking into a timeline, hypothetically. Not that I can think of. Superpositions, yeah, it might be, but I still like that lower level shit. No, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. Oh. If into itself, collapse or otherwise paradox. Interesting. I still don't think I fully understand the question, but if you can work with that, perfect. Oh, or a question about shrouded and multi-target spells. Are shrouded creatures omitted from the list, classified as null entries, or do they make the entry's spell return null? Generally, if a div target even touches a shroud, it'll kill the entire div spell. It'll eat up everything's response. The exception to this, I think, it would be if you casted 2 instances of divination, and they had separate targets, it would only kill one of the divs. But if a single instance of divination sees even one shroud, it kills the entire div. I think there's an assumption about quantum physics you made that isn't quite true. Quantum physics can still have a literal definition. Schrodinger's cat and superpositions are confusing, but they're still in a definitive reality within it. Yes, but they are literally liminal. Like, by nature, they are innately liminal. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they are. If shrouded, then die. Boom. Alright, I've been busy. What's your dumb ass up to? Good question. I have no fucking idea yet. However, I did get 51 fletching. I might even get 52 fletching. Who knows? Loudspeak redeem win? God, no. You guys don't have to redeem that. That just happens. Can you shroud a person to a mirror? AKA, can you shroud a person to us? The storyteller can, hypothetically. Okay. In any instance where something needs to be unknown to the player, and if you're trying to get it to be unknown to the storyteller as well, then you have to build a mechanism, right? You have to build a mechanism that could realize that character and store that information in some replicable way that will come up the same way each time that you would do it, right? So, for example, let's say, how many of you know the game of life? You know what's an easier example? No, I think the game of life is kind of the one that makes the most sense. So the game of life is basically a simulation where you draw and you activate a certain number of cells, and based on the way that you activated those cells, it will create or resurrect a certain number of cells around it. It will create a big display. Sometimes it will cycle forever in some positions. Sometimes it will stop. Sometimes everything will die out. Yada yada. There's a lot of ways that it can end. It doesn't really matter for all intents and purposes. But the point is that you draw or you enliven some number of cells within a canvas, and then you press simulate and you let them go ham. Now, if I were to draw something and then not press simulate, and have no meaningful way to comprehend or know what the final state of it would be, and that final state, in whatever format it would be, became canon, it is hypothetically eldritch or unknown to both I as the storyteller and you as the player in a hypothetical instance where I'm the GM and you're the player. Right? That is an example of that. The problem about that is that we cannot write around that unless we write it into a vacuum. But it is still possible to do. You can do that. But hypothetically, you can make things unknown to the storyteller or eldritch per se. However, the characters that you write into it will have perceived it or seen it or what have you. Ultimately, you're going on a tangent? Oh, dude, we've been talking about this for like an hour and a half. Conway's Game of Life, thank you. It's turn complete, so you can simulate any game within it, technically. Yes, correct. MH4 jump scare. Hi, Rain. Wow, I'm back for like 5 minutes. Welcome back for 5 minutes. I guess we'll push mental health break back like 5 minutes then. Okay, that's pretty intense, but like the storyteller has to do it. A character can't really do it, or at least without help. No, a character can do it. I think that Mirror Myth is probably the best example of that. Right? Oh, no, a character could. A character can. Okay, let me take the same Conway's Game of Life thing, right? What we need to know right now is that if you set Conway's Game of Life up in a certain way, and then you don't press simulate, but the end state of it becomes canon, then whatever that end state is, we as real life people don't know what that end state is. So there's something that the characters have to know, or that...
London Blue, I've just shared 100 bits.
Thanks. Do you want to bank those? Jesus Christ, dude. My ears are gonna bleed by the end of this. You warned me? Where did you warn me? Oh, that's what that meant. Thank you. You definitely woke up, chat. Do you want to bank those? Or you want to add those to the timer, London? Thank you for the jump scare. Thank you for the 100 biddies. God, what was I talking about? Conway's Game of Life. You can't bank that. I spent them. Yeah, I can. You can absolutely bank those if you want. Well, normally it would add time to the timer. Even if you got a sound alert from it, it would still add time to the timer normally. So you can add that time to the timer. Those are bad rules? Oh, I know. They've been bad rules for a long time. But if you could create this simulated canvas in Conway's Game of Life and say that the final state of this is canon, then there is a state in the canon that you are unaware of as a storyteller or as a player or as a consumer, audience or artist, you don't know at the end of the day, right? Now, let's say, hypothetically, that your character invents Conway's Game of Life and draws a simulation and simulates it. Your character generated something that the storyteller does not know and will not know. It is canon, and your character knows what it is, and your storyteller and your player doesn't know. So, hypothetically, I would say that it's possible. It does happen. What's that? Woo! There we go. There's actually a lot of instances, now that I think about it, there's actually a lot of instances where your characters know things that the actual players and the storyteller do not. Now that I think about it, I feel like I opened a can of worms I don't fully understand. It's fine. Basically, your characters have hypothetical sonder of themselves that we don't have of them, right? Like, we don't understand the refined details of our characters all that well. You know what I mean? The thing about that is that we kind of overwrite that on a whim. You know what I mean? So, like, for instance, our character, let's say, goes on an 8-hour travel. Well, if I say you go on an 8-hour travel and we just skip afterwards, your character knows everything that happened inside that, but we don't. Now, given when our convenience strikes, we will overwrite what happened and we will retcon it because it's easier for us. But there is a point in time where your character knew more about themselves than you did. It happens. It happens probably actually semi-frequently because this is kind of a, not simulation theory, scale theory, I think it's what it's called. And I think it started in RuneScape. But basically the idea that when you play a game, RuneScape is an example of this. When you play a game, you're not actually playing footstep for footstep, dot for dot, what your character is actually experiencing. Instead, you're playing what is a simulative middle ground between you and your narrative character. So your character is in a world, right? So Lumbridge is not actually, you know, 20 tiles from Varrock. It's not that simple. However, for playability reasons, we draw it that way because it would be not fun to play otherwise. But realistically, when you take your character and you click on the button that says go to Varrock, you know what I mean? Your character's traveling miles and miles in their world. But in our world, we simplify it, and this is scale theory. Let's retcon reality and more shift the reality we give the canon label. Yeah, pretty much. Your character might know their favorite food and we don't until we think about it. Yeah, that's a good point. Your imagined version of canon drifts farther from the canon until that is rectified. Yep. The backstage concept comes back. It's what's really relevant that gets swept away. What are you yapping about, boy? Canon and liminal spaces predominantly, and scale theory. Scale theory is really, really interesting to me. I actually have I have a video on my main channel about it. That's art theory. If you don't define the info, it doesn't actually exist. In reality, it's like playing with dolls. Those bits of the info are abstract things that aren't defined. I don't think that's necessarily true to say that it doesn't exist. I mean, in a lot of cases, it probably doesn't. But that is to say that there is a number of ways that it can exist depending on the number of laws that you place into your narrative, right? If there's only a number of ways that things can exist per the rules that you've given, and those rules do not create paradoxes with each other, then at least there is a quantitative number of states. There's a number of things that can be true that are not infinite. There's a non-infinite number of things that can be true, I guess, if that makes sense. Or if there is an infinite number of things that can be true, at least it's a bound infinity, not an unbound infinity, just how Rix likes it. You have a YouTube channel? No, I just lied about that. I suppose that if I'm fleshing out the author, though, I should continue to work on the notebook. I'm intrigued. This type of conversation is why I keep thinking of certain world building I have. Remember that mirror myth for all realities idea I mentioned? Vaguely. There's a project that we can get into one day, I think, that has to do with what it sounds like similar to what you're talking about right now, Ashton, but that is for a far in the future day, I would say. Far in the future, we can talk about that. Kinky infinities, yes. I bind my infinity with the rough hemp ropes. The rough hemp ropes. Rough hemp ropes. What a weirdo. I don't know if I remember the notebook. I did share it previously. I do remember it. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get to reading it, which I kind of wish that I did. But I actually still have it saved, I'm pretty sure. It's funny. Interesting. Interesting. It's a long conversation to have on another day. Two-ball? No. Stop making the infinites kinky. Let them be free to prove that you don't hate chat. What? I wasn't the one who kinkied them. I did not kinky the infinities. This was not my plan. Do not pin this on me. Do not peg me. Go peg the infinities. Wait. Speaking of, I realize now that my magic system has exactly 169 permutations in it, though technically 25 of those allow for limitless possibility. Interesting. I really want to have a custom spellcraft in season 3, but not nearly to the extent that some people are probably imagining it when I say that. Don't get too excited. We're pegging Ori? I said don't peg me, chat. Oh well. The Ori message of level 4 importance in DM. Read later. Understood. Oh, also, Ori, I did send you a DM, but I don't think it'll be relevant for a while, as your busy level will exponentially higher in the next week. Oh, what? No, I'm not gonna be busy, chat. What makes you think I'm gonna be busy? No, what? No. Is the planning done? I think we did a predominant amount of the planning. I mean, we have a rough map, I would say, but I don't think that we're gonna hold to anything tighter than that. So we have a rough map. I'm sure we're gonna fill in the gaps with whatever the fuck we want to do, because that's normally how a SUPERthon would go. But we have a list of fallback ideas. We have a rough roadmap for what to do for each day. We have certificates designed, which is cute, and I love it. And yeah. Chat, I think it's about time that we go to early end today in that case. I think we can keep yapping. We can yap for a little while. Certificates? I tried to show you, Rain. Were you not paying attention? How could you? I can't believe you, Rain. Ruthless. No, but everyone has a different system, many different, or never follows it. What? What am I never following? Yes, and you have a platonic ship name now. Correct. Absolutely correct. All is true. I said I wasn't going to be here today. I'm busy with my family for Boxing Day. Boxing Day is something that you made up. That's not real. Boxing Day isn't real and it can't hurt you. Platonic ship name is terrible. It's great. It's wonderful. Levels of importance. How do I never follow it? I don't remember ever hearing levels of importance until today. Why is everyone moving today? What's the ship name? Sky is falling. Yeah. Check my last message. Trust. Might be just my orange perspective, but I see anything not definitively defined as things that don't exist. It makes it hard to get immersed in stories for large periods of time. Interesting. Wild. Also, aren't you Canadian or something? Yeah, go be Canadian. That's actually an interesting... Do I feel similarly to that? Oh, I never really thought about that. You're almost off work, Zephyr. Let's go. Fuck yeah. Gaslighting isn't real either. You made that up too. True. Kimmy, Sky, and Trank be the purple squad, each endo. Oh my god, no wait, that's actually real. I didn't even think about that. Haha. Go Canada somewhere else, fighter pilot. Chat, I think it's probably about time for mental health break. What do you say about that? I feel like... Do we watch YouTube videos on mental health break? I don't know. Do we watch YouTube videos on mental health break? Is there another thing that we could do? What if we put up Kukuro, chat? Do you want to play Kukuro for mental health break? What if we played Kukuro? Do we invite Kukuro back into our lives, chat? Well, I have to walk away for mental health break is the problem. So the whole idea is to give you guys something to watch, consume, or do while I'm gone during mental health break. I'm gonna give you guys Kukuro. Wonderful. Chat, what game do we want to start with? W mental health break. Let's go. What's up, Melodic? How are you doing? Welcome in. Hello, hello. This feels thematic. Let's play Santa Girl. Boss fight? We want to do boss fight? Okay, bet. Chat, for anyone who doesn't know how this works, you can do exclamation point Kukuro, and then you'll get a little avatar that actually pops up on screen, and you can actually play the video game. There's commands on this left side, so there's exclamation point Kukuro to spawn, exclamation point jump, that basically says, I want to be in this next fight, exclamation point hide, which means I don't want to be in this next fight, vote, and then a person, which says, I want that person to be in the next fight, and get info will tell you who you're good against and who you're bad against, what your abilities are in this specific game. When this game ends, you guys will be able to vote on playing a different game if you would like, but TLDR, I don't need to be here for you guys to be able to play this. I can also play with you guys. So this is a chat game for you guys to enjoy as you guys see fit. I'm going to see if I can... Yeah, there we go. This is probably a good idea to have music for this. With that in mind, chat, it's mental health break. Make sure to go grab a drink of water, go grab a snack, go brush your teeth, go do your homework, whatever you have to do to be healthy. We're going to be in the Just Chatting screen for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're going to get back into, more Just Chatting, realistically. I'm going to be right back, and during that time, I'm going to have Kukuro up, so you guys are free to play. Get